356 days since a state semifinal slaughter. 2 undefeated teams entered. 14-0. Number 1 and number 3 in the state. And the third-ranked Denton Ryan Raiders showed their dominance. A 35-7 win earned a trip to the state title game and ended a magical season for Lone Star. 3 months later, realignment placed them in the same district and set a collision course for this. Can Lone Star exact revenge and knock off the top-ranked team in Texas? Or will Denton Ryan assert their preeminence once again? Kickoff is next on Friday Night Football. From C.H. Collins Athletic Complex in Denton, it's the season finale of Friday Night Football as Frisco Lone Star and Denton Ryan square off in a top 10 battle. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Denton. I'm Mike Leslie, joined as always by former TCU and LSU wide receiver John D. Arce, socially distanced as always, but here for another fantastic week of high school football. Number 1, Denton Ryan. Number 9, Frisco Lone Star. Start of the year, John, these two teams were ranked number 1 and number 2 in the state, and it's a rematch of last year's state semifinal in 5A.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, two great programs right out of the gate. I mean, they earned that respectfully, I'll say that. Both of these programs have well enough equipped players to do what they do, and so tonight will be another exciting night for sure, and we'll see who pulls it out. I mean, it's pretty even, I must say, looking at the charts and looking at our notes. I mean, it's pretty even all the way down the middle.
There is talent all over the football field tonight. Lone Star had a small stumble out of the gate, lost against North Forney, lost against Aledo, two very good football teams, week 1 and week 2. Since then, though, they have ripped off 5 straight wins and in convincing fashion, dominant fashion in their 5 district games. These are clearly the 2 best teams in this district, and tonight they meet with a district championship on the line. Lone Star is perhaps a small underdog in this football game, though. Denton Ryan is loaded. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Lone Star, though, is led by their offense. Garrett Rangel, their junior quarterback, is fantastic. 50 touchdowns a year ago, and he's backed it up again, John, this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their quarterback, 14-1 as a sophomore. Earned 5 scholarships in the 11-day span. So, the kid can play. I saw a little bit of his highlights last night, and, he really reminds me of a Johnny Manziel. He loves to get outside of the pocket because he's that mobile. And the one thing that I think he does really well, he keeps his eyes downfield, and he can make the ball fly. He knows where to put the ball. So I'm excited to see this kid tonight. He has offers all over the table. Oklahoma State, Houston, Nevada, Utah, you name it. This kid can do it. This kid is definitely built for this position, and, he's done well in this Lone Star program.
We say that Lone Star is the underdog tonight, not because Lone Star doesn't have every bit of talent that you'd expect the team in 5A to have, and then some, but just because Denton Ryan is the Goliath this year in 5A Division I. They are undefeated. They've been virtually unchallenged all this season. The only team that's been able to stay with them is 6A power Denton Guyer back on October 2nd. In fact, neither of these two teams has played even remotely a close game since October 2nd. Lone Star against Aledo and Denton Ryan against Denton Guyer. Denton Guyer offensively and defensively is loaded, but especially on the defensive side of the ball. And we spotlighted Jatavian Sanders before the Denton Ryan-Denton Guyer game. Tonight we'll flip over and talk about Billy Bowman, who is just electrifying.
He is. He's absolutely everything that we have on our notes he deserves to have. This kid is the number 3 athlete prospect in the entire country, so he can play anywhere on the field. He's a 4-star prospect headed to Oklahoma. Earlier this year we mentioned that he was committed to UT, but as of recently he's kind of made a change. He wants to go to Oklahoma, so I'm excited to watch him further his career in that program. He's a bona fide playmaker, bona fide football player. This kid can do it all, so I'm excited to see him tonight and see what he can do against this Lone Star offense.
He will play wide receiver, he will play cornerback, he will return punts, he will return kickoffs. It does not matter where he's on the field. Any play can be a touchdown when Billy Bowman gets his hands on the football. He's very dangerous. Let's get you the starters for tonight's game. First for the Lone Star Rangers on the offensive side of the ball. Of course, Garrett Rangel leading the way offensively. Ashton Ginty and Jaden Nixon, they're two big-time playmakers. Speed for both of them. And Trace Bruckler, their possession wide receiver, is also fantastic. Defensively for the Rangers, this is a very solid and very seasoned unit. Blake Gotcher and Alessio Rusalilo, their two linebackers in the interior, are outstanding. Fogo Sequoia, another linebacker who can really make big-time plays for them, kind of plays a rover-type position for this Rangers defense. Offensively for Denton Ryan, Seth Hennigan leads the way, the three-star quarterback on his way to Memphis. Sanders and Bowman on the outside, and Kiori Hicks very dangerous out of the backfield. Defensively for Lone Star, this is where this unit is just out of this world. 7 different kids on this unit, not including Bear Alexander, who you don't see on this chart. He's not officially a starter, but you'll see a lot of him. He's a 4-star prospect. 7 different kids that are rated Division I recruits on this unit alone. They are sensational. Head coaches tonight for Lone Star in his 8th year with the program, Jeff Rayburn, 80-20 in his 7+ seasons, and for Denton Ryan, Dave Hennigan in his 7th year, 83-10 in that span. Denton Ryan goes for its 59th consecutive regular season win and a 6th straight perfect regular season. Can Lone Star be their undoing and get a measure of revenge? Kickoff right after this on Friday Night Football.
22. Deep ball from Towns for Jaden Chambers. Behind the defense. Nice move into the end zone.
Wow! Friday Night Football, live on the WFAA YouTube channel. Every Friday night, all season.
And a lightning strike from Darian Peace.
On the season finale of Friday Night Football, a thank you to you, the viewers. Without your passion, interest, and support, we wouldn't be here. So thank you for a fantastic season of Friday Night Football.
Friday Night Football, live on the WFAA Digital Network from C.H. Collins Athletic Complex in Denton. Denton Ryan wins the toss and defers to the second half, so it is Frisco Lone Star ball to start. Ryan will have it at halftime. Mike Leslie and John Diars live with you high atop C.H. Collins Athletic Complex. 11,000 and change the capacity in an ordinary year this year amid COVID-19 and the 50% capacity rules around the UIL. 5770 the capacity here tonight. It appears to be, at least so far, a good bit below that. And an ordinary year, that'd be a downside. Tonight, we're just fine with that. John Diars, this is a game that people have been looking forward to, I said it earlier today, truly since before the pandemic.
Yeah.
The UIL realignment came out on February 3rd before anybody was really, at least in the U.S., was really thinking all that much about COVID-19 or even heard of COVID-19 at that point. And what a blissful world we were living in at that point. And the UIL realignment came down and put these two teams in the same district together, and people have had this game circled ever since.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's rightfully so. I mean, these programs have a long history of winning. They have phenomenal coaches, phenomenal players. I mean, it's a lot of stars under the lights tonight, Mike. So, I mean, it's going to be an action-packed game. I just feel it in my bones, man.
Clayton Robler's kickoff taken inside the 5-yard line by Lone Star's Tolu Sequoia. Big hit as he brought it out to the 25-yard line. And the Rangers We'll start there. Garrett Rangel, their starting quarterback, 3-star prospect. Offers from all over the place. Jaden Nixon in the backfield with him, another 3-star prospect. Ashton Ginty, Tolu Sequoia, Trace Bruckler, Evan Stein, their 4 wide receivers. And the offensive line left to right, Kyle Lofi, Reed Warren, Cade Littlefield, Mike Terry, and Colton Tibbetts. 1st and 10 from their own 25, and a tightly bunched set here on the first play of the football game. Rangel rolling left and fires that one out of bounds. Ty Marsh did a nice job to undercut the route and give Rangel nowhere to go with the football. Defensively for Denton Ryan, Jatavian Sanders, Mason Davis, Jay Shepard, Michael G. The 4 starters on the D-line, Ty Marsh, Anthony Hill, DJ Arkansas. The 3 in the middle of the field. And the secondary, Billy Bowman and Austin Jordan, a pair of 4-star cornerbacks, Garyon Robinson and Caden Kelly, the 2 safeties. Ginty in motion, the handoff goes up the middle for Jaden Nixon, and he is driven back. Mason Davis leading the charge, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Lone Star.
Mike, I mean, Mason Davis right there just creating havoc up there up front, getting a big tackle for loss, making this a longer 3rd down than Lone Star would, hope for. But, I mean, amazing play right there by Mason Davis.
Sets up 3rd down and 13 here for Garrett Rangel. Straight drop out of shotgun, flushed forward in the pocket, trying to run for it. He will not get much beyond the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 4 on the play. And it's 4th and 9, and Lone Star will have to punt.
Yeah, Mike, right there. I mean, that's all you could ask for right there. Just trying to get the ball down the field. It looks like they were trying to go 4 verticals. But, I mean, just this Raider defense just found a way to, secure their selves on the perimeter, getting all the receivers covered up. And, Rangel had to just, take a sack right there and force him to a 4th down situation.
Low snap on the punt, but they're able to get it away. Good kick from a very talented Lone Star kicker, Josh Click. He handles the kicking and the punting, and he forces the fair catch from a ever-dangerous Billy Bowman back there to return. 1st and 10 at the 38 now for the Denton Ryan Raiders. So a 3-and-out for Lone Star, and Denton Ryan takes over. Seth Hennigan, their starting quarterback, Kiori Hicks, the tailback in the backfield with him, Jatavian Sanders, Braden Marion, Billy Bowman, and Keegan Cunningham, the 4 starting wide receivers. And it's going to be Hennigan at a shotgun on 1st and 10. Looking right side, has Bowman. Little wide receiver screen, and Lone Star able to scramble back and cover it before he takes off. Henry Appleton, Riley Hampton, Colt De La Torre, Daniel Daub, and Brian Aguilar, the 5 starting offensive linemen for Denton Ryan. For Lone Star defensively, Isaiah Whitaker, David Ngegwe, Caden Fankhauser, their starting defensive line, Fogo Sequoia, Blake Gotcher, Alessio Rusalilo, and Landon Whitley, their 4 linebackers. And in the secondary, Noah Bolton, Bennett Fryman, the 2 corners, Devin Turner, and Brandon Spencer, the 2 safeties. 2nd and 3, play action, throwing it far side, near side, I should say, for Jatavian Sanders. Thought he was down, apparently not. Stays on his feet and gets down to the 42-yard line. He is a load, John, to take down.
I mean, he's definitely a load by stature for sure. But, I mean, look at the way he was able to get that big frame under that body, under the ball right there and stay up, actually, keep his balance right there, and got him a new set of downs right there.
1st and 10 at the 42 in Denton Ryan territory, but now a flag prior to the snap, and it's a false start against the Ryan Raiders. Smith Holder, our referee this evening. He's the crew chief of a 7-man crew. Steve Veers, Xavier Velasquez, the head linesman, Jarvis Walker, Thomas Hubbard, William Majors, and Justin McNeely, rounding out the 7-man crew. 2.5 gone by. First quarter here on Friday Night Football. We do appreciate you guys being with us tonight for the season finale of Friday Night Football. Is undercutting Kiori Hicks is Landon Whitley, the outside linebacker, maybe a gain of 2 on the play, and it's 2nd and 13. Hicks on the year just shy of 600 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns as he's taken over the starting role this year after Amani Bailey graduated. 2nd and 13, heading into the air. Pressured. Has to unleash it, has a man open, a great throw to find Billy Bowman in the opening in the defense, and it's 1st and 10.
Mike, right here. I mean, just the throw that you want to make. I mean, but this is Seth Hannigan. This is who we saw earlier this year who can put the ball in tight spaces, and right there getting it to Billy Bowman right over the top of the defender, Sequoia right there. I mean, just great ball. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
He had Alessio Russolillo right in his face, but Hennigan off a odd platform as well, able to deliver, and picks up the first down to Bowman. Now over the middle, complete, close to first down yardage as he hits Michael Davis.
Mike, very interesting right here, the offense, this Denton Ryan offense, and the way that they are methodically moving down the field with the ball in the air, surprisingly. They haven't ran the ball much in this first drive. But, I mean, when you're having success in the air, why even try to take it to the ground?
Keegan Cunningham with the first down reception, and now they've got 5 wides here, John, on 1st and 10 at the 15. Hennigan, time, now he's flushed to the right. He'll take off and run for it. He's got the first down. He's got the corner. He's got no, he does not have the pylon. They're going to mark him out of bounds. I thought he was in. Hennigan trying to argue that he had gotten there, but he's just a hair shy. We'll see if we can get the entirety of the replay in here before they race to the line of scrimmage here. It was awfully close, but they mark him out of bounds at the 1, and it's 1st and goal for Denton Ryan. Straight eye formation. And a walk-in touchdown for the Denton Ryan Raiders. Anthony Hill finishing the job. That's their linebacker coming in to play a little running back. Sophomore linebacker, 4-star prospect. Hey, go play a little running back and score yourself a touchdown, young man.
I mean, why not? I mean, this kid has every offer that you can ask for, Mike, from Bama to Baylor to LSU to Miami, University of Florida, Florida State. I mean, this kid can go literally anywhere. So why not? I mean, why not get you a nice touchdown to start the game off and take this lead here early?
A little bit of confusion here racing out for the PAT. Play clock is down to 2. And it's going to be a delay game against Denton Ryan here on the PAT. There was some confusion there. It looked like they dropped the block there momentarily. We'll see if it makes any difference here for Clay Robler. They feel like he's got range out to about 40 if they needed to kick a field goal. So a 25-yard PAT instead of 20 shouldn't be a tremendous difference. And indeed he does punch it through. So a 7-0 start for the Denton Ryan Raiders. 4 minutes and 20 seconds into this football game. They force a 3-and-out, John, on the first Lone Star possession and drive right down the field to take this 7-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, just as efficient as you can ask for here early in the game. And, I mean, you know, this Denton Ryan team is loaded, like we mentioned before, Mike. I mean, they got guys everywhere that can make plays. And so, you know, I'm not surprised at their efficiency. But, you know, don't count out, you know, Lone Star either. I mean, they have some guys that can make some plays as well. So, I mean, just a better fight right there on the first drive for both teams. And, you know, the Raiders coming out with 7. But, I mean, again, it's just early in the game. You know, it's just early in the game. Teams have to kind of get used to each other. And later on in this game, we'll kind of start to see guys really get after it. But great job right there if the Raiders are capping off a drive with a touchdown.
A rematch of last year's 5A Division I state semifinals. Denton Ryan won that game 35-7. Lone Star came into that game ranked number 1 in the state. Ryan was ranked number 3. Both teams 14-0 coming into that football game. And Denton Ryan put a very impressive showing on the football field. Now a big gash in the return game. Up the middle and now cutting to the left side. Inside Denton Ryan territory goes Tolu Sequoia. And Lone Star with a lightning strike in the special teams game. They'll start at 1st and 10 at the Denton Ryan 35.
I mean, he is explosive. This is exactly what I know to say, Mike. He is explosive. And I just honestly believe, I mean, they can't continue kicking the ball to this kid because he was literally 2 steps away from scoring. So great job, great return right there of getting your offense started on the better side of the 50.
And if not for Billy Bowman, Oklahoma-bound Billy Bowman, a speedster himself, he may indeed have scored. Handoff up the middle here in the hands of Jaden Nixon. Nice first down carry and a pickup of 7. You'll see Ginty, number 2, and Nixon, number 5, are the two main cogs in this Lone Star offense. Trace Bruckler, their wide receiver on the outside, a very talented possession receiver, can also go up the ladder and make catches. That's where he's really dangerous on a deep ball, is his ability to outleap the defender as a 6'3", 200-pound, 210-pound wide receiver. Up the middle, they hand it off for Nixon once again, and he's about a yard shy of the first down. But Lone Star is trying to get the football in the hands of Nixon and Ginty as much as possible. Of course, the man who drives the ship on all of it is their star quarterback, Garrett Rangel. At a shotgun with a back to either side and a back behind him in the pistol. Handoff to Nixon, and he's taken down in the backfield. Shooting the gap on the far side was Michael G., and he takes him down for a loss. And it's going to be 4th down and call it 2 here.
Oh, yeah, Mike, you can't forget about Michael G. I know we talk a lot about Sanders on the opposite side of G, who is just immaculate when it comes to an athlete, but Michael G can play some football as well, coming up with a big tackle for loss right there on 3rd down.
And Lone Star's going to go for it here on 4th and 2. Ginty motioning to the left. Nixon behind multiple blockers into the pile. I don't think he got there. Based on that spot, he appears to be short. Jeff Rayburn on the far sideline talking to the linesman that came in and marked the spot, trying to argue for a better position of the football. He's not going to win that battle. And it's 1st and 10 for Denton Ryan.
Big play right there, Mike, by Ty Marsh, their rover linebacker, who's kind of their nickel guy. I mean, just coming up there and filling up the gap and making a big stop on 4th down right there. That is huge for this Raider defense.
So Lone Star not able to capitalize on the big kickoff return from Tolu Sequoia, and it goes back over to Denton Ryan on downs. Hennigan going for the jugular on 1st and 10. Deep ball for Bowman, and it was just a bit underthrown. Bennett Fryman there in coverage. If that's out in front of him, John, he's gone.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I was holding my arms up for a second, thinking, he's going to put it out there a little bit more. But, I mean, that's just one shot of many shots that we may see tonight, Mike. So, like you said, just a little bit more, and Billy Bowman may just be walking, folks.
Instead, 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. The receiving core from Denton Ryan is just off the charts. Jatavian Sanders on one side, a 5-star product headed to Texas. Billy Bowman on the other side, a 4-star product headed to Oklahoma. That ball's dropped, though, in and out of the hands of Jordan Bailey and incomplete. And it's going to be 3rd and 10 rather quickly.
Yeah, got to catch it before you can run. Got to catch it before you can run.
Bowman and Sanders, the number 3 and number 2 athlete recruits in the country, respectively. Bowman number 3, Sanders number 2 in the country on the same team. It's kind of crazy when you really think about it. And they're going to go 5 wide here on 3rd down and 10. Hennigan scanning, middle, Sanders, 1st down, makes a man miss and trying to get to the outside. He's taken down from behind by Alessio Rusalillo, but it's a 1st down connection from Hennigan to Sanders.
I mean, just a little easy dig route right there across the middle. Middle of the field is wide open for Sanders to pop open. But I mean, if you're Lone Star, how do you not account for this this big athlete, number 2 athlete in the country, out wide at receiver?
So 1st and 10 at the 43 now for Denton Ryan. Got to give a shout out to a young man in the comments right now that Lone Star fans will remember quite fondly. Heck, all high school football fans in Texas will remember quite fondly is Billy Bowman. Oh my goodness, look at Billy Bowman make a man miss. There is a flag down behind the play, so we'll see whether or not that impacts this, but how Billy Bowman got away here, I have no idea. I was in the middle of giving a shout out to Marvin Mims, and the penalty will go against Denton Ryan. It's all coming back. But Marvin Mims, a young man who set records ad nauseum last year for the Lone Star Rangers and leading that team to the state semifinals a year ago, in the comments on the YouTube feed right now. Marvin, we appreciate you watching tonight and taking a look at your former teammates as they're having quite a season once again, as are you. He's having a hell of a freshman campaign at Oklahoma. He's not messing around right from the jump, John.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, when you leave out of high school the way this young man did, I mean, you can't expect less. So major shout out to Marvin Mims, Oklahoma guy. I'm still going to show love. I'm a horned frog, but I'm going to definitely show love, man. I respect our receivers.
So 1st and 20 now after the penalty negates the touchdown reception from Billy Bowman. And I hope you noticed, I hope you appreciated just what Billy Bowman did there. Penalty notwithstanding, that should have been like a 4 or 5 yard loss.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Made a guy miss, used his speed to get to the outside, and was off to the races. He is an just absurd talent. But it comes back on the penalty, and now 2nd and 17 after the 3 yard gain on 1st and 20. Just over 1,000 of you with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. Please share the feed around with your friends and family in the Denton and Frisco communities. Let them know that they can tune in and see a top 10 battle in 5A Division I and a rematch of last year's state semifinal. Hennigan flushed forward. Russolillo in his face, and he has to throw it away. Alessio Russolillo has been in the grill of Seth Hennigan a couple of times already so far tonight, John.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what they're doing with him on the defensive side of the ball. He's kind of spying him a little bit, Mike, because Hennigan can definitely run. He can definitely show what he can do in the run game. So, I mean, that's a great job of having a spy on him to just make him get rid of the ball when he doesn't really want to. So, great job by this Lone Star defense.
So now 3rd and 17, and the Lone Star defense really needs to get off the field right now. They need to stop and give their offense another opportunity here. 3 wides to the bottom of the formation. Hennigan stepping forward over the middle. Sanders. Can he get to the outside and pick up the first down? Lowers his shoulder, and they're going to hold him up just shy of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and 2 at the 49-yard line. And that at least gives Dave Hennigan something to consider here. It appears the offense is going to stay on the field right now. So a 15-yard hookup from Hennigan to Sanders on 3rd and 17. And now Hennigan's going to split out wide, and they're going to put Sanders in there and the Wildcat quarterback on 4th down and 2 from just across midfield. Motion man is Bowman. Sanders keeping it himself. Fighting. Oh, it's real close based on that spot. Right at the 47-yard line. We'll see whether they have to measure it or not. The offensive line from Denton Ryan certainly thinks they have it. And indeed they do. Jatavian Sanders on 4th and 2, somehow keeping his feet, John.
I mean, just a massive human being. Number one, Mike, is what Sanders is. And number two, I was trying to see if he was kind of like taking a peek at the sticks in the middle of his run, because at the end, you kind of saw him get that little extra push as if he was aware of where he was. But great job of picking up the first down right there.
He had to get to the 47, and he got right to the 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10 for Lone Stars. They convert what was 1st and 20, what was 3rd and 17, and they move the sticks. Kiori Hicks, handoff, middle, and give him 7 on the carry. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Now comes Denton Ryan. Seth Hennigan looking near side. Getting the play call from offensive coordinator Lonnie Teagle. Hicks with the handoff again. Skips to the outside. He's got the first down. Wrapped up by 3 or 4 Lone Star Rangers at the 33, but another first down carry for Lone Star, for Denton Ryan, I should say.
I mean, Denton Ryan's offensive line, Mike, is just creating space. They are creating a new line of scrimmage here for this run game, and I love the balance that they're showing in this drive.
Now they're going to swing it right side for Billy Bowman once again. All he needs is one block, man. All he needs is one block. They weren't quite able to get it there. Nice job by the Lone Star corner. I believe it was Bolton on that far side that was able to get off the block. Maybe, I'm sorry, it may have been Bennett Fryman to get off the block and get a piece of Billy Bowman. But you give number 2 some space, and
yeah,
good night.
He is electric. He doesn't need much room at all.
2nd down and 4. Hicks, give him some space up the middle, tiptoeing through and into the secondary. Ball came out at the end of the play. Looks like the officials are saying he was already down. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 13.
Mike, I'm not sure if people are paying attention, but if you look near the line of scrimmage, it is bodies on the ground. Denton Ryan's offensive line has something figured out up front. I mean, they are clearing guys left and right for Hicks to be able to pick up these big runs as he's doing in this drive.
Pistol formation here with Hicks behind Hennigan. Gets the handoff again. Again, big space. This time a flag down. Nice play by Brandon Spencer to end the run, and we'll check the flag. It's a hold once again against Denton Ryan.
Maybe I spoke too soon, Mike. Maybe I spoke too soon.
The offensive line has been doing a good job. That is, it's worth saying. That play maybe a little too good a job, and they get flagged for the hold. But they have been opening up some chasms here early on for Kiori Hicks. So they step it back. It's 1st and 20 here in the final minute of quarter number 1 on Friday Night Football. Hennigan, play action, dumps it down for Bowman. Makes another man miss, is able to get around Noah Bolton. And finally run out of bounds. I mean, how do you defend against a kid that has this kind of elusiveness?
I mean, I honestly don't know, Mike. I honestly don't know. I could have tried to give a really great educated answer, but, I mean, this kid can move. This kid can just – he can do it all. He's very elusive. He's very, very elusive.
Usually you hear about thunder and lightning in a running back tandem. They kind of have thunder and lightning on the opposite sides at wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's the lightning, and Jatavian Sanders is the thunder. And again, that combo is not necessarily common in wide receivers, but that's really what they've got here at Denton Ryan as Hicks takes it up the middle and gets close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and about 11 after this carry.
Yeah, great job again by this offensive line. I mean, just creating massive holes and putting bodies on the ground, Mike. I mean, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, and that is giving Denton Ryan the ability to, have a balanced offense in his second drive, in his second possession of the ball game for them. I mean, they are throwing the ball, passing the ball, throwing the ball, passing the ball, and they're really trying to keep, Lone Star honest on defense. Lone Star can't seem to get a jump because, like you mentioned, I mean, you got thunder and lightning on the perimeter, then you got Hicks and the offensive line creating just big running lanes and big runs. And so, I mean, Lone Star has to figure it out.
Final seconds of the first quarter ticking off. 7-0. Denton Ryan with the lead after 1, but driving and looking for a second score when we return on Friday Night Football. Down 22. Deep ball from Towns for Jaden Chambers. Behind the defense. Nice move into the end zone.
Wow! Friday Night Football, live on the WFAA YouTube channel. Every Friday night, all season.
And a lightning strike from Darian Peace.
On the season finale of Friday Night Football, a thank you to you, the viewers. Without your passion, interest, and support, we wouldn't be here. So thank you for a fantastic season of Friday Night Football.
As we welcome you back to Denton, second quarter action about ready to get underway. Denton Ryan with a 7-0 lead on the Frisco Lone Star Rangers, number 1 and number 9 in the state respectively. And the number 1 and undefeated Ryan Raiders leading 7-0 on the strength of an Anthony Hill 1-yard touchdown run. Now they face third down and 11. From the 14-yard line, have to get to the 3 to pick up a first down. Hennigan pressured, low throw, had to get it off quickly. The blitz from Fogo Sequoia forced the quick delivery, and the incompletion leads to 4th and 11.
I mean, great job just coming off the edge right there. I mean, completely untouched. But again, they are finding a way to make Hennigan just uncomfortable a little bit in the pocket, whether they're sending blitz or whether they're spying him. I mean, he is definitely a dual-threat quarterback. So, I mean, you got to give him everything you got on defense, as huge of a game this is for both teams.
And if you had any question marks about how big a game this is, Dave Hennigan is eschewing what would be about a 30-yard field goal to go for it on 4th and 11 here. Hennigan, pump fake, looking far side, has a man wide open, touchdown. Wow. Keegan Cunningham on the receiving end, and Ryan converts on 4th down again, this time for 6.
I love the play call right here, Mike. I absolutely love it. It's definitely a gamble play, but they were trying to set up a fake screen, sending Billy Bowman on a post to take 2 with him, and then you got Cunningham just wide open right there, just kind of running a fake stalk block into a wheel/fade route for a touchdown. So great play call right there from Coach Lonnie Teagle of Denton Ryan.
Low kick, but it is through, and a 14-0 start for the Denton Ryan Raiders, the number 1 team in the state. And looking like it here in the early going. Another look at the touchdown here. You think about all the weapons that you have to consider as a defense when you're looking at this Denton Ryan offense. Jatavian Sanders and Billy Bowman are certainly 1 and 2. Kiori Hicks is a major weapon for them as well. Keegan Cunningham has had a great season, has made plays for them all year long.
Yep.
But he's not line 1 of what you're concerned about if you're a defense. A play like that, when you're thinking, hey, it's 4th down and 11, they're going to their big guys, that kind of decoy-type play can be really dangerous.
Yeah, definitely unorthodox for sure, to run a fake screen and to score on it. I mean, you hope for a first down at best, but, I mean, absolutely perfect situation. I mean, you're going for a touchdown right there, so great job. And it's like we mentioned before, Mike. I mean, it's the reserve guys. It's the second-string guys, as people know them, I mean, who make these plays late in the season where you have an opportunity to get them the ball. And right there, Cunningham did his job of watching all the way in and putting 6 up on the board. So great job right there.
Jaden Nixon, Tolu Sequoia deep to return. Sequoia already with a fantastic kickoff return early on in this football game. And another good return here out to the 35-yard line from the Lone Star Rangers, and it is Sequoia once again. And now it's incumbent upon this Lone Star offense to figure out what is truly a spectacular defense that Denton Ryan runs out there. We were joking about it before we came on the air. It's like they're running the TCU defense out there every week. When you look at the talent they have, Billy Bowman and Austin Jordan on either corner, both of them 4-star corners. Bowman's going to Oklahoma. Austin Jordan just a junior and has every offer you could possibly imagine. Handoff up the middle goes for, call it 2. But then Jatavian Sanders, Bear Alexander, big number 96, who you'll see over the course of the evening. Anthony Hill's a 4-star prospect with offers from Alabama, Baylor, Florida, Florida State, LSU, Miami. The list goes on and on. DJ Arkansas is going to Rice. Ty Marsh is going to Houston. They've just got there's 7 kids on this defense that are going to be Division I football players. 2nd down and 8, and Rangel's going to keep it himself. Look at him take off and run, and very close to first down yardage. They're going to mark him about a yard shy, but John showing off a little bit of the dual threat capabilities that you talked about earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. This is that little Johnny Manziel twitch that I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, where this guy can definitely make guys miss. He's very comfortable in that position to where, he gets out on the edge and he has to go get the first down, he'll do it. So great job right there of making it 3rd and manageable by Rangel.
Have to get to the 45 for a first down. Handoff And look at Nixon getting through a small hole and into Denton Ryan territory. 1st and 10, Lone Star. There wasn't much of a hole there, John, and he was able to just wiggle his way through.
Nah, he definitely had to slither through there for a first down. And so, I mean, but again, that just shows you, this Lone Star offense's capability of running the ball as well. I mean, they may not have, here early on in the ball game, they may not create the big push like Denton Ryan, but they can definitely run the ball as well.
1st and 10 at the 48. That's Ginty coming in motion. They haven't been able to get him the ball much here in the early going. And now a timeout called just prior to the snap by Denton Ryan. Ginty is very effective for them both in the pass game and the run game, John. You look at his stats over the course of the year, 35 carries for 319 yards and 7 touchdowns, another 29 receptions for 475 and 3 more touchdowns. He is very versatile for them, and they need him to be a key piece in the pass game as he's been all this season, but talk with Jeff Rayburn, their head coach, he feels like he's a Power 5 running back as things go forward. He's only a junior. Nixon, a senior, will move on, and you can only imagine they'll rotate Ginty into the backfield next year for his senior year, and Rayburn really feels like he's that level talented to go on to the next level and play at the running back position.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the size. He definitely has the look. He definitely passes the eye test for sure, Mike. And, I mean, to put up the numbers he's had in just his junior year, both rushing and receiving, I mean, it's only a matter of time before this kid becomes a star. So I'm excited to see his future.
He's actually a transfer from Italy, believe it or not. Played for Naples High School in Italy a couple of years ago and is now here within the Lone Star program last year and this year. This time they throw it on the near side for Tolu Sequoia and a pickup of about 5 on 1st down. Kind of feels like a must drive here for Lone Star.
Yeah.
With as talented as Ryan's offense is and as potent as they can be, Lone Star needs a score here just to kind of stay in touch. Handoff off left guard and into a wall goes Jaden Nixon.
Yeah, Mike, I agree. It's definitely a must-have drive right here. They have to score. They have to score some points, whether it's 6, 7, or 3. They have to score some points to stay in this ball game. But like we mentioned, I mean, this Denton Ryan defense is loaded from top to bottom, from front to back. So Lone Star definitely has their work cut out for them. But still early in the ball game, and still a lot can happen here with about 9.5 minutes left in the half.
3rd down and 2, and Nixon bobbled the snap, kind of bounced it. I don't know if maybe that helped with the timing because through the hole he goes. 1st and 10, Lone Star, they're inside the 30. Watch this again. There you go. As he bobbled the snap, bounced it like he was about to shoot a free throw, and off we go.
Yeah, just a little dribble, a little basketball dribble right there to clear up that timing. Great job, Jaden. Great job.
I'm going to go on a slight limb and say that was unintentional, but it worked out.
It did.
And 1st and 10 for Lone Star, now inside the 30-yard line in Denton territory.
Might have to try that when I get home. A little dribble.
Rangel rolling out, has a man downfield. Nice catch by Ginty, ranging back to make the grab and staying on his feet, trying to fight through the tackle of Ty Marsh. Close to 1st down yardage. It looks like he may indeed have it. This is a fantastic catch.
Mike, this catch right here is not easy. And I could definitely tell that he was stretched out for this ball because he only caught it with his fingertips.
Now quickly back to the line comes Rangel. Flag down behind the play, and he took a big hit, and that's going to draw another flag. Couple of flags, and a little pushing and shoving afterward. Quite a bit to sort out here for the officiating crew. I'm not sure what the flag all the way back at the 7-yard line is for. We know clear as day what the 2 flags around the 22-yard line are for.
I think they may have caught one of Denton Ryan's defenders trying to get off the field. And I don't think he got off in time, possibly.
A lot to sort out for Smith Holder and his officiating crew, as Holder and the umpire, Steve Veers, talk things over. And let's hear what Holder has to say here. So you hit it on the head, John. The illegal substitution was the initial flag. That penalty declined, but then the late hit here on Garrett Rangel as Bear Alexander pounced on top of a sliding Garrett Rangel. That penalty, of course, is accepted, and it's half the distance to the goal line. They'll step that off, and it looks like it will be 1st and goal for the Lone Star Rangers. .8:34 to play, second quarter, 14-0 in favor of Denton Ryan, but the number 9 team in the state in 5A D1, the Lone Star Rangers, looking to answer right here. 1st and goal, and Rangel's got 3 wides to the right side of the formation. Looking near side and pressure in his face immediately. That was a 2-step drop, and he couldn't even get the football off because immediately in his lap was Mason Davis. That is strength personified right there, John.
For sure. I mean, and just like we have here on our notes, I mean, Mason Davis has become a lot stronger. He's become a lot quicker. And he's definitely showing that in this game. I mean, he was off on the snap in the blink of an eye. I mean, Rangel couldn't even get the ball off. I mean, he was off that fast. So great job by Mason Davis.
Rangel rolling near side, firing. End zone, has a man. Trace Bruckler complete. Touchdown.
Mike, we mentioned Trace earlier, and I was definitely anticipating his arrival, and great job right there of showing up when a play is needed, catching his first catch tonight for a touchdown. I mean, just coming across the field on a drag, a little play action route that, Lone Star had drawn up. And, I mean, just another great ball, again, by Garrett Rangel of just getting the ball to Trace, his go-to guy, his big target guy for a touchdown.
Bruckler making the solid catch for the touchdown. Extra point is up and through. And Lone Star able to find the answer. A 15-yard hookup from Rangel to Trace Bruckler. As we give you one more look at it here. Rangel rolling near side, throwing against his body and put it right on him.
Yeah, right on the money. I mean, he definitely, that was probably the best place he could put that ball, Mike. I mean, he couldn't really throw it behind him and couldn't lead him. He had to put it right on his chest. And, great job of Bruckler just keeping his eyes on the ball, concentrating and finishing into the end zone. So just like we mentioned before, this drive was a must-have for Lone Star, and they definitely answered it. And it definitely helped with a couple penalties there, kind of eating up some yardage. But, I mean, they capped it off with a great drive of scoring it and staying in this ball game.
Bruckler with his 7th touchdown of the year. He has been their leading receiver this year. 40 receptions for 500 yards and 6 TDs. Make it 41 for 515 and 7 now. As he's on the receiving end of a big hookup from Garrett Rangel. And Lone Star is on the board. So Josh Click, the senior kicker and punter, set to kick it away for Lone Star. And taking it from his own 16-yard line is Jordan Bailey. Bailey tried to get to the outside and couldn't quite keep his feet, but a good return out across the 30-yard line. There is a flag down at the 30, and it's going to be for at least the 3rd time today, John, holding against the Denton Ryan Raiders. They've been kind of they've caught that bug a little bit in the early going here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you got to kind of have that clock go off in your head, 1001, 1002, and let the guy go. I mean, if you hold him any longer than that, then you're probably going to get called for a holding call, and they've definitely kind of caught that bug here early on in the ball game.
So that brings it back to the 20. 1st and 10 for Seth Hennigan and company. Hennigan all day looking deep up the middle of the field. Billy Bowman couldn't quite run underneath it. Bennett Fryman was there every step with him, John, but it looked like there was a window for the completion, but the ball was just a bit too far downfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just a little bit too much on it. I mean, but he had to get that ball out or it would have been a sack. But
yeah,
what I'm pretty impressed with is that, they are continuing to throw the ball down the field despite Lone Star having 6 DBs on the field right now. They are letting the ball fly with no regard.
In talking with Dave Hennigan earlier this week, we were talking about the last time we were here with Friday Night Football at C.H. Collins for Denton Ryan, Denton Gyers. That is a terrific catch by Keegan Cunningham diving over the middle to make it 3rd down and short. He said he was intrigued by that Denton Ryan, Denton Geyer game because he said Geyer kind of dared us to run the ball.
Yeah.
And he said most teams don't do that. Most teams gear up to stop the run, slow down Kiori Hicks and try and make them one-dimensional and do all they can, but to a certain extent live with the passing game. He said Geyer very much flipped the script a little bit, and Ryan was able to come away with the win as Anthony Hill back in there at the running back position and enough for the first down on 3rd down and 1. He picks up 2. But by contrast, tonight we're seeing Frisco Lone Star, you could argue, doing perhaps some of the same. And lining, like you're saying, running six defensive backs out there and trying to game plan against the threat that is Jatavian Sanders and Billy Bowman.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, honestly, Mike, I think that is the best way to attack that. I mean, you got to have somebody over the top of them at all times because these guys are electric and they can definitely go.
Nearly getting away again was Billy Bowman, but credit to Brandon Spencer. He was the first one on the scene right here, number 11. He was able to get enough of him and was able to stay close enough to him to allow the cavalry to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Just hang on just for a little while. The cavalry is definitely coming. Just hang
Easier
on for a little
said
while.
than done, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to tackle Billy Bowman, I probably wouldn't bet my money on it. I mean, that guy is definitely electric.
Sets up 2nd down and a dozen now after the loss of 2. And Hicks gets the handoff. Big collision. That was about as equal a collision as you could probably ask for right there, as Kiori Hicks was met by Devin Turner. And that was like, I'm just as strong as you are.
You definitely read my mind there. I didn't really know what to expect. They both fell back opposite ways. I guess it was a draw. It was a tie.
If that was an arm wrestling match, it'd still be going. 3rd down and 7. Have to get to the 42 for a first down. Hennigan over the middle. Cunningham falls backward, 1st down.
I mean, Cunningham is coming alive here, Mike. I mean, 3 to 4 big catches already in this ball game. I mean, I know we've been talking about Billy Bowman and Jatavian Sanders for the majority of the night, but I mean, hey, do not sleep on Cunningham. This young man is playing some football tonight.
Already with a touchdown grab on the evening, and now the 3rd down conversion. And Hennigan with all day again, taking a deep shot up top for Bowman. Nearly intercepted, but Fryman couldn't squeeze it. Bowman had to kind of go into defensive back mode there, John, and knock it away.
Yeah, right there. I mean, that's the plays you want, though, if you're a DB. You want that ball hanging up there for a while. But right there, just got to kind of attack the ball at the highest point and finish that catch. I mean, that would have been a great momentum change right there for Lone Star. That was the exact play that they needed. Just got to finish it.
Fryman, only a sophomore, was the starting quarterback on JV earlier this year, but they've always known he was the kind of athlete that they could call on if they needed to, and they did, moved him up to varsity, starting him at corner, and he's made some plays for them so far this season. That ball's loose. Ball came out on the handoff to Kiori Hicks, and it's a dog pile in the middle of the field. Lone Star thinks they have it. Rangers football.
There it was, Mike. I mean, it's bound to happen. Bound to happen right there. I mean, ball just came out. Lone Star just creating havoc up front, getting some penetration and popping the ball out. I mean, great job of creating an extra possession.
B.J. Thompson forced the fumble. And you can see coming out of the pile with the football there on the right side of your screen is Landon Whitley. And it's 1st and 10 for Lone Star at the 43 in Denton Ryan territory. Rangel, pressure in his face, trying to get away. Somehow does. He's going to gain yardage on this play somehow. I have no idea how.
Oh, my God. I mean, he's just as elusive in the pocket as we've been talking about Billy Bowman being on the perimeter.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy can make some guys missing right there and just picking up a couple yards to kind of stay ahead of the chain, stay on schedule.
And you said something earlier that I thought was just perfect. Twitchy.
Yep.
He's twitchy, which you don't usually expect from a 6'3 quarterback, but he really is. And look at the power here from Ashton Ginty driving the pile, and it's enough for a 1st down.
I mean, that's getting behind your pads right there, Mike. You talk about getting behind your pads and finishing forward with a run, that's exactly textbook how it's done right there.
Now a little swinging gate formation here on 1st and 10. And Ryan had no clue what to do with it. And Dave Hennigan very quickly calling timeout to put that to bed. I'll tell you what. A year ago, almost exactly a year ago, in the state semifinals between these two teams, it really wasn't close.
Yeah.
14-0 at halftime. It wasn't a blowout. I don't want to go quite that far. It wasn't a blowout. But Denton Ryan dominated that football game. Led 14-0 at halftime, came out, drove right down the field, took a 21-0 lead. And on the ensuing Lone Star possession, a pick 6 from Billy Bowman, and it was 28-0 in a blink, and you're going, whoa, what just happened? And Denton Ryan dominated that football game.
Yeah.
At 14-0, it kind of looked like we may have been trending in that direction again.
Yep.
Credit to the Frisco Lone Star Rangers. They have answered the call. Driving down the field for the touchdown pass from Rangel to Trace Bruckler. Now they create the fumble. Credit to Lone Star for answering the bell because it was questionable whether they would or not. Now, out of the timeout, it's Denton Ryan who answers the call. The sack of Rangel, and he's taken down at the 40.
Yeah, they're definitely answering the call tonight, Mike. I mean, but they have to. I mean, it's that time of the year. It's definitely a game that matters, a game that counts. So, you know, I mean, it's just the first half. You know, we mentioned the teams have to get used to each other, and now they kind of get into their grooves and get into what they're used to. But, you know, once they settle in, I mean, we could definitely have a ball game on our hands.
It's 14-7 now, but after the sack, it's 2nd down and 18 for Rangel. 4-man pass rush. Trying to scramble around in the backfield. Somehow gets away. Fires downfield. He's got a man open. It's Bruckler. 1st down.
Great job right there, just getting out of the pocket again, Mike. I mean, this guy is twitchy at 6'3", man. I mean, he's just making it look easy back there in the pocket and then getting the ball down the field. It's crazy.
And now here they come again with the swinging gate formation. 3 to the left, 5 to the right. Now they're going to all shift back into a more traditional formation. Over the middle. What a big hit, but he hung on. What a catch over the middle.
Mike, I love that play. I absolutely love that play. You spread everybody out, get everybody off their rockers a little bit. You bring them all back in. You give the look as if you're going to run it. Then you pop a little quick tight end pass right there over the middle. I mean, great play design right there by Coach Turner for Lone Star.
Evan Stein with the reception, and it's 1st and goal at the 5. Lone Star trying to go in and tie the football game. Rangel throwing underneath, complete, just short of the goal line. Nixon with the catch.
Right there, good scoop, getting his hands underneath the ball right there. I mean, great catch. I mean, sliding and all. I mean, did everything he could to get underneath that ball, and he absolutely got it. Great job by Jaden Nixon right there.
And in what has been a fast-moving second quarter, already just a little over 2 minutes to play. And Lone Star out of the Wildcat. It's Nixon clapping for the snap, running right guard, end zone, touchdown Lone Star, and they're an extra point away from tying it up.
Here we go, Mike. Just like we mentioned early in the ball game, if they can create an extra possession for the offense, they have a chance to stay in this ball game with this very, very talented Denton Ryan team. But great job right there of capping off the drive with 6 points by Jaden Nixon. I mean, so again, Mike, I mean, to tie it up right here with an extra point, I mean, we got a ball game in our hands for sure.
Jaden Nixon with the 1-yard touchdown run. Flags on that as Bear Alexander came through the offensive line a bit early. This kid is a freak, by the way. We'll wait for the official call here from Smith Holder. Very clearly an offside against Alexander. This is a kid who was within the Skyline program last year. Had to play JV because he was still working on his eligibility. Transferred here to Denton Ryan, just became eligible in the last month or so. It appears Denton Ryan, Lone Star is declining the penalty. The official is still kind of sorting things out. But we're talking about a kid who is 6'3", 315 pounds, a 4-star prospect, super, super talented. He is. I was talking with Dave Hennigan, their head coach, earlier this week about him, and he said he's just so athletic. Yeah. Especially when you consider how big he is. 6'3", 315 is no small human. He said, but he's got thin ankles. He's just, the athleticism is just off the charts. He said he is as good. He can be as good as he wants to be. Yeah. He is super, super talented. So they're still sorting out the penalty here, but when it's all said and done, it will be a retry of the PAT for Josh Click and the Lone Star Rangers as they try to even it up here at 14 apiece. And indeed they do. So Lone Star with 14 straight. Rangel to Trace Bruckler on the 15-yard touchdown hookup. Then Jaden Nixon capping off the drive that followed the fumble by Kiori Hicks. B.J. Thompson created the fumble. Landon Whitley with the recovery. Lone Star capitalizes, and they tie it up at 15 here late in the first half. Game on, my man.
Yeah.
Game on.
Exactly what we wanted. I mean, two well-respected programs. I mean, they, again, like we mentioned before earlier in the broadcast, they know how to win. They know how to get the job done, on both sides of the football. So, I'm excited for the second half, Mike. I mean, I know we still got 2 minutes left and a lot of crazy things can happen, but I'm excited to see how these two teams come out after halftime because they have both gotten to a groove. They've both gotten into a rhythm. And they're creating, one of the great ball games we had all season tonight, Mike. So great job by both programs.
Just over 1,400 of you with us right now on the WFA YouTube channel. Please let us know in the comments where you're watching from, who you're tuning in to see tonight. If you've got a favorite player on either of these two teams, let us know who you're watching tonight. If you've got a niece or a nephew here at CH Collins, whether it's on the football field or in the band, which we'll show you those shows at halftime as well. As a matter of fact, just a couple minutes away as we'll see the Lone Star Rangerettes drill team under the direction of Emily Morales and Annie Yunn. We'll see the Strutters Precision Dance and Drill team from Denton Ryan under the direction of Kelly Jones and Brianna Murphy. And then the Ryan Raider Band will take the field under the direction of Mary Brown. That's all coming your way here at halftime in just a couple minutes. Coming near side, Bowman steps out of bounds across the 30. It'll be Denton Ryan football to start the third quarter as they won the toss and deferred earlier today. So Seth Hennigan and company trying to engineer a double up here and reestablish what was an earlier 14-point lead for the Ryan Raiders. Hicks into a wall, and that wall was Blake Gotcher.
Coming up there, putting his head in the gap and creating a tackle for loss right there. I mean, great job. I think, Mike, this Lone Star defense has woken up now. They're ready to play some ball because they are flying around.
3rd down and 2 here for Seth Hennigan and company. 3 wides to the near side of the formation. Jatavian Sanders by himself on the far side. Under 90 seconds to play. Sanders with the catch. That'll be enough for a first down as they get out to the 37. Ryan still with just 1 timeout remaining. They had to burn 2 earlier, one of them by the swinging gate formation that Lone Star ran out there. So only 1 timeout to work with as the clock is back winding and the sticks are set. Hennigan, near side, Bowman, backtracking and taken down. A fantastic tackle by Fogo Sequoia.
Right there. I know we talked about his brother Tolu early in the game, but I mean, look at that. I mean, that's just a textbook tackle right there. I mean, on the Mr. Electric himself, Billy Bowman right there, creating a 2nd and long now for Denton Ryan.
Call it 2nd and 18 now. Hennigan with 30 seconds to play in the first half. Throws it near side. It's Bowman. And he'll have enough for the first down just across midfield.
Right there, Mike. I mean, just great recognition of Billy Bowman, just recognizing that the corner is trying to stay over the top on his go route. So he just kind of shut it down a little bit. And Hennigan got him the ball to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Ryan able to save that 1 timeout so far on this drive. Clay Robler, their kicker, by the way, they feel like he's got range out to about 40. So that would mean getting the ball down to the 23 to get in his range. Hennigan, pressured, fires near side for Hicks. If he did make the catch, it looks like they're going to give it to him. It maybe is a gain of a yard as the clock ticks down to 21 to play in the first half. Mike Leslie and John Diar's here with you on Friday Night Football. Our director is Clay Marshall. Our photographer, Dwayne Watkins. Digital coordinator back in-house is Nick Blackhall. Our technical director is Don Hazen. And the executive producer of Friday Night Football is Sean Hamilton. We do appreciate you guys joining us all through this season. Our 14th and final broadcast of the year, as Lone Star will call timeout here prior to 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 47-yard line, 21 seconds to play in half number 1. It has been a fantastic season here on Friday Night Football, and we do appreciate you guys joining us all through the year. Let's go ahead and take a look through, just for a moment, the 14 games that we had a chance to call here on Friday Night Football over the course of this season. Started off on the 31st of August. Beg your pardon. Now that I'm thinking back over this, it was the 28th of August. I had that. I've got that wrong on the graphic here. My apologies, folks. Other than that, the dates are correct. I know September, October, November, and December, the dates are right. August 28th, we started off with just a fantastic game. Grandview and Malakoff, a game that went to overtime. The number 2 team in the state, Grandview, beat Malakoff once again, although Malakoff has since gotten revenge in the 3A playoffs. They knocked off Grandview and asserted some revenge for that loss just a couple weeks ago. Just a fantastic season. We were here for Denton Ryan, Denton Geyer back on October 2nd. Had a chance to call DeSoto Cedar Hill back in early November. A fantastic game. And we finish it up with a real good one tonight here in Denton as the number 1 ranked Ryan Raiders host number 9 Frisco Lone Star. Out of the timeout, 21 seconds to play in the second quarter. 2nd and 9 for Hennigan. Pressured from behind, ball's out. They're going to say that was an incomplete pass. Alessio Russolillo scooping it up and running down the near sideline just in case. But I think they did get the call right here, John.
Yeah, they got the call right. His arm was definitely going forward in the forward throwing motion, so they definitely got the call right. But, I mean, hats off to this defensive line. Whitaker coming off the edge right there, just creating some havoc for Hennigan and making him uncomfortable in the pocket, so creating another long 3rd down play.
3rd and 9, they're going to swing it near side for Bowman once again. And Lone Star, I'll tell you this much, John, they've gotten much better over the course of the game at defending that play.
Yeah.
9 seconds to play, and it looks like Ryan will use their final timeout. It'll be 4th down and about 5 out of the timeout. But as dangerous as Billy Bowman is and can be, they've certainly geared up to defend against him and did so effectively right there.
Yeah, definitely so, Mike. I mean, they've kind of changed up their coverage on the back end. I know we mentioned them having 6 DBs in the game, so it gives you a range of different coverages you can play. But it seems as if they're kind of running that cover 2 coverage where you keep the safety down low and keep the corner down low and keep the safety over top of him to kind of slow down that screen, because as we saw early in the game, if Billy Bowman gets one block, he could be out the gate to the house. So, great job of the Lone Star defense of just kind of figuring out or getting a good feel for when that play is coming and just pursuing to the football with all white jerseys.
And as we got a chance to see that replay one more time, Bennett Fryman did a really good job to get off his block and undercut another blocker to be able to stay in front of Billy Bowman and force 4th down and 5 here. Out of the timeout, this may be the final play of the half, as it looks like Denton Ryan may be content to just heave up a prayer. And now Lone Star is going to call timeout and talk things over, as Ryan came out in a 5-wide receiver set. Lone Star's first timeout, second timeout taken in this half.
Yeah, Mike, I think they were trying to get a jump right there. They had Billy Bowman and Sanders both on the same side. As we mentioned, they could be heaving the ball up last play of the half. So I think they're trying to get a jump on it, trying to send some extra help over the top over there to try to get that ball knocked down to go into the half, with a tie ball game. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what Denton Ryan calls up here to end the half.
Rematch of the 5A Division I state semifinal from a year ago. Denton Ryan and Frisco Lone Star tied at 14. We did Denton Ryan, Denton Guy earlier this year, and apparently that's still in my brain. Denton Ryan and Frisco Lone Star tied at 14 here in the late goings of the second quarter. 2 of the top programs in the state, not just this year, but really over the course of the last 6 or 7 seasons. Ryan has not lost a regular season game since their season finale in 2014. 58 in a row, and going for a 6th consecutive perfect regular season tonight if they can close it out with a win here. And they'd love to find some points here in the final 9 seconds of half number 1. 3 wides to the near side, including Bowman and Sanders. Hennigan, deep ball, just lofted it up in the air, and Lone Star is able to knock it down. 1 second on the clock. So if Frisco Lone Star would like, they can respond in kind with a deep shot, as that's a 4th down stop for the Lone Star defense. But well played by Devin Turner, especially from the Lone Star defense, as they were able to get back there in position. And also credit to the defensive front from Lone Star.
Yeah.
They made that difficult on Seth Hennigan. They didn't give him time to just hang out and wait for everybody to get down there and set. He had to deliver that earlier than he wanted to.
Absolutely. And you see that all the time. They, just kind of let the quarterback heave it up there. But like you mentioned, great job of that Lone Star defensive front to just put some pressure on him, make him throw it up a little bit earlier than he wanted to go into this half with a tie ball game.
A kneel down from Rangel. And off to the half we go. 14 all after 2 quarters of play on Friday Night Football. Lone Star and Denton Ryan. Halftime show still to come. The Rangerettes from Lone Star, the Strutters from Denton Ryan, and the Ryan Raider Band all to come when we return on Friday Night Football. The Denton Ryan Raider Band putting a cap on halftime here at C.H. Collins Athletic Complex, as we are just about a minute away from the third quarter between Denton Ryan and the Lone Star Rangers. Mike Leslie and John Diarse back here with you on the WFA YouTube channel. We do appreciate you guys being with us here tonight for what has been a very entertaining first half of football. 14-14 our score right now. Anthony Hill with a 1-yard touchdown run a couple minutes into the football game. Seth Hennigan to Keegan Cunningham on a 4th down conversion for a touchdown on the very first play of the second quarter, and John Denton Ryan jumped all over it. But credit to Frisco Lone Star answering the call and battling back. Garrett Rangel to Trace Bruckler, a 15-yard touchdown to make it 14-7. And then after a fumble that they created from Kiori Hicks, a nice job by B.J. Thompson to force the fumble. Landon Whitley with the recovery for Lone Star. And they turn that into a Jaden Nixon 1-yard touchdown run. And it is 14-14 as we stir up the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of great football being played tonight. And like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, I mean, it's a lot of stars underneath the lights tonight. And I'm referring to a lot of these guys on the field tonight, you will see play on the next level. So on both sides of the ball, I mean, it's 4-star, 3-star products all over the field tonight, a lot of commits. So I'm excited to see them further their careers. But as far as tonight goes, I mean, just great football. I mean, much credit to Lone Star, trying to come out of the gate, trying to figure out this Denton Ryan team as they are loaded on both sides of the ball. So you have every reason to say that, hey, I mean, we just didn't have a great, first quarter or two. But they've turned it around. They've created some momentum and tied this ball game up. And so this second half is going to get really, really interesting here in a minute.
Give you a look at the stats real quick as we await the opening kickoff of the second half. Frisco Lone Star, 7 first-half first downs. Denton Ryan with 13. Denton Ryan with the edge in total yards, 215 to 108. 152 to 69, the Ryan edge in passing yards. Rushing yards, Ryan with a 63 to 39-yard edge. 5 penalties in the first half of play for a total of 45 yards. Every one of those 5 penalties, John, against Denton Ryan. That is a key stat in this football game, as is the 1 turnover that we've seen in this game as well. One of those 5 penalties from Denton Ryan negated a touchdown reception by Billy Bowman on a screen pass. Penalties have had an impact in this football game, and unfortunately for the number 1 ranked Ryan Raiders, it has been all against them thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just guys just being a little bit over aggressive in the blocking game with coming up with some crucial holding penalties to create some long first and second downs, or even neglecting a touchdown by Billy Bowman early. So they have to kind of settle down in the penalty game. But if you're Lone Star, you're happy about it. You don't have any penalties on the night. You don't have any turnovers, and you're just trying to find your way into this ball game to give yourself a chance against a loaded Denton Ryan team offensively and defensively. So again, it's like we mention each and every week. I mean, as we get later into the course of the season, getting ready to crank up playoffs here shortly, guys are going to have to find a way to slow down those mental mistakes and just play some clean football to try to execute a win. So, again, the second half should be pretty electrifying here to see who pulls out the win.
It will be Denton Ryan to receive the opening kickoff here in the second half. Josh Click set to kick it away for the Lone Star Rangers. Billy Bowman deep to return for the Denton Ryan Raiders. And we are underway in quarter number 3, a short kick up the far sideline. And it's going to be Ty Marsh to try and return this kick. Makes a man miss, then takes a big hit, and he's taken down at about the 22-yard line. Marsh is a fantastic athlete and tried to create something there, John, but a good job by the Rangers coverage team to take him down.
Yeah, I mean, just that short sky kick right there. We've been seeing it a lot throughout the course of the season. These kickers have been doing an amazing job of putting it in some tough places. And Ty Marsh is trying to come out of there with a great return. But, I mean, just great coverage by J.B. Reynolds right there to come up with a tackle to, get this offense, starting behind their own 25.
So out comes Hennigan and company, 1st and 10 from the 23. And the handoff goes to Kiori Hicks on the first play of the third quarter. Picks his way for a few. First half individual stats, Garrett Rangel, 6 of 7 for 69 yards and a touchdown pass. Seth Hennigan, 18 of 26 for a $152 and a touchdown pass. As whistles here after the first play of the half, and there's a player from the Lone Star defense down on the field. Haven't been able to catch a number just yet to see who that is. Maybe we can catch what happened here on the play. And it looks like it might be Landon Whitley, who grabbed kind of his right leg, kind of near his knee, but it almost looked more like his right thigh that he kind of grabbed at as he went down. And very quickly you see there B.J. Thompson signaling to the training staff from Lone Star to come out on the football field. Whitley back up on his feet now, but being helped off the field by the Lone Star trainers. Corwin Anschutz and Taisha Beatty, the 2 trainers for Lone Star. And we'll keep an eye on that. Landon Whitley, the senior. Tough kid, been a part of this program for a few years now and really has worked his way into a starting and important role. He has to leave the field. Zach Spiegel listed as his replacement. Hicks taken down in the backfield. Very well played by the Lone Star defense. tried to spin out of trouble. And it's Timothy Waters that makes the tackle. Waters, just a sophomore. Pretty impressive play for a kid that's not even listed on the 2 deep to come in and make that play in a key spot right after Landon Whitley had left the field. And that sets up 3rd down and 9 here for Denton Ryan. Five wide receiver set for Hennigan as they let the play clock tick all the way down. Now over the middle, has a man, Bowman wide open, streaking across the middle. Billy Bowman across midfield, has a blocker out in front. Billy Bowman up the sideline to the house. 75 yards for Billy Bowman and a lightning strike from Denton Ryan.
I mean, Mike, just a touchdown waiting to happen right there. Billy Bowman just coming across the middle on a little short post route right there, kind of getting behind the middle linebacker and Blake Gotcher right there. And then he never broke stride, Mike. He caught the ball and got upfield. He never broke stride, and that's exactly why this young man is as electric as he is. He can do it all. So great job right there of taking it to the house for 75 and taking an early lead here in this 3rd quarter.
Just 93 seconds into the second half, and Denton Ryan reestablishes a 7-point lead. Seth Hennigan to Billy Bowman. One more look at this. Wide open over the middle, over the outstretched hands of Blake Gotcher. And off to the races with Jatavian Sanders out in front. Keegan Cunningham laid a block. And tiptoeing into the end zone goes Billy Bowman Jr. That's a young man who's going to make a few plays in Norman over the course of the next couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. This kid can do it. He's very electric, ladies and gentlemen. He's very elusive, and as you can see, it doesn't take much for him to race into the end zone. Picked up 2 key blocks down the field as well, but he's a touchdown waiting to happen. This kid can truly do a lot, and he's the number 3 athlete in the nation, committed to Oklahoma. So he's going to get every bit of his money's worth in Norman. I can believe it, Mike.
It'll actually go down as a 76-yard reception. I think if Lone Star had that to do all over again, they would have just let the kickoff go out of bounds. They could have gotten an extra couple of yards of field position out of the deal, as that would have been a penalty against Denton Ryan's kickoff team. But instead, the Rangers catch it and step out of bounds, and it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 28.
Mike, I got to say, I'm not even sure if Billy Bowman has actually caught his breath yet, and he's here pressed up in man coverage at corner. This kid is literally unreal.
First down carry goes up the middle for Jaden Nixon. But, yeah, to your point, he is on the field as often as they can get him on the football field. Dave Hennigan told me earlier this year, between Bowman as well as Jatavian Sanders, they try and have them both play about 2/3 of the game. They don't want to have them out there for every single snap, offensively and defensively. So they will spell both of them on both sides of the ball, but they are tremendous, and they want them on the field as often as they can be. Rangel has to throw it away, and it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Mike, I got to say, I absolutely love Rangel's, ability to get out of the pocket, but just his football IQ to get the ball out of bounds right there. To not take a sack as fast as this Denton Ryan's defense is in pursuit of him. He just makes excellent decisions with the football. Great young man, great quarterback for sure.
The hold, though, is going to go against the Lone Star offense. So instead of 3rd and 8, it will be 2nd down and 18. Ginty in motion. Rangel setting up the screen. Nixon read perfectly and cut down by Anthony Hill. That is a sensational singular effort by the sophomore linebacker.
This is why he can play in space, though, Mike. He absolutely read it out. He stayed at home, went through the offensive line untouched. If you're going to account for anybody, you got to account for that young man. He is as special as they come. He has 18 total college offers right now as a sophomore. So, I mean, if you're going to account for anybody, you got to account for that young man on defense.
3rd down and 19 after the loss of 1. Rangel pressured and taken down. Michael G with the sack all the way back at the 10-yard line. A loss of 9, and it's 4th and a mile for the Lone Star Rangers.
Michael G. Mike. I mean, this kid can play just as well on the opposite side of Jatavion Sanders. And, I mean, this is his 2nd time in the backfield making the play. So, I mean, this kid can play some ball. He can definitely play some ball, and he's getting better each and every week. And he's very active. I mean, he forced a fumble last week. So, I mean, this kid can play some ball as well. So, great job by Michael G right there of forcing a 4th and a mile.
And now Click to punt from 4 yards deep in his own end zone. Bowman at the Lone Star 43. They kick it away from him. And that punt will take a slight Lone Star bounce to the 42 in Rangers territory. And Denton Ryan already with 7 on the board here in the 3rd quarter. Blood in the water, and Ryan can smell it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to cap off this drive, this possession right here with a touchdown would definitely, make it very clear that there's blood in the water, as you mentioned, too, for this Denton Ryan team. So great job right there of creating or giving the ball back to their explosive offense.
1st and 10, Bowman with the handoff. Big spot here for the Lone Star defense. They need a stop here.
Yeah, they got to have one. They got to have one right here, Mike. I mean, being down 7 starting the 2nd half, I mean, you can't let Denton Ryan get up by 2 scores. You just absolutely cannot. They're too good of a team.
Of course, we've already seen Lone Star come back from 2 scores once, so there's that counterpoint, but they certainly would rather not do it again. Keegan Cunningham making another big play. And some frustration you see there from Brandon Spencer at the end of the play. Spencer was with him. I beg your pardon, it was Rusalillo that was with him. And Spencer frustrated afterward as Ryan converts, and it's 1st and 10 at the 25. Hennigan, 5 wide receiver set on 1st and 10. Deep ball up the far sideline for Jatavion Sanders.
Oh, my Jesus Christ.
How in the world did he make that catch? Jatavion Sanders with a one-handed palming of the football in midair. If you can get dunked on in the sport of football, that's it right there. That is exceptional.
Mike, who is this kid? Who is this kid? What else can this kid not do? I mean, one-handed, palm fully possessed, Mike. And no bobble, no second effort, just one stick and it's touchdown. God,
stop it.
That's unreal. That's unreal, Mike. I mean, geez.
Hennigan to Jatavion Sanders, 25 yards, and just a snatch of the football by the 5-star prospect on his way to UT. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I don't know, Mike. Now, me personally, I've never tried that in a game. I
wonder why.
You know what I mean?
Who would?
I've never tried it in a game, but I mean, gosh, I mean, if you're the number 2 athlete in the country and you know, at this point in the ball game, you have the best hands on the field. Why not give it a go, huh? Why not? Why not give it a go? I mean, but just an immaculate catch right there. Just no bobble, no second catch, nothing. Just straight palm.
The comment stream on YouTube Live right now just exploded after that one. Comment from Elliot Blank saying he got mossed as Tolu Sequoia on the kickoff return steps out of bounds at the 34. We saw a pretty spectacular catch in the DeSoto Cedar Hill game earlier this year.
Yep.
We saw a spectacular catch from South Oak Cliff earlier this year that would be kind of in the conversation with what we just saw from Jatavian Sanders.
Yep.
I'm curious, does that take the top of the heap right there?
Mike, hands down. Hands down. Hands down.
At least one hand down.
One hand down. Yeah, right. One hand down, one hand up. I mean, yeah, that's the catch of the year without a doubt.
Unbelievable. Now Lone Star has to try and answer and dig their way out of a 14-point hole for the second time today. They've already done it once in the first half. Fell behind 14-0 early on in the second quarter. Now here midway through the third quarter, they again find themselves down by 14. Ginty trying to get to the outside, and the speed of the Denton Ryan defense on display right there. DJ Arkansas and Ty Marsh stringing them out and cutting them down. And it's 3rd down and 7.
Big down right here, Mike. Big down. I mean, you're down 2 scores here, coming up halfway, midpoint through this third quarter. You got to find a way to keep this drive going and try to capitalize with some points to end it off with a field goal or a touchdown. Either way, you got to score some points right here on this drive.
Check that, call it 3rd and 6. And a big spot here for Garrett Rangel and company. Blitz from Marsh, throws far side for Bruckler, incomplete, but a flag. 2 of them, in fact. Austin Jordan's going to get called for pass interference here up the far sideline as he was in a hand fight with Trace Bruckler.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, Rangel had to get rid of that ball. I mean, Ty Marsh was coming off the edge completely untouched, and he took a shot.
Yeah,
he definitely took a shot right there. So he couldn't hold on to that ball any longer. He had to let it go.
You think you and I have been working together long enough? In stereo right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a big flag on the opposite end of the play. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Frisco Lone Star at the 46 in Denton Ryan territory. Again, penalties rearing their ugly head for Denton Ryan. They've struggled with that in this football game. Nixon, though, stacked up. There is just nowhere to go.
Yeah, not even a little bit. Now, we've definitely seen this Lone Star offense capitalize off of major penalties from Denton Ryan coming up with some points, but
now a flag against Lone Star after the play will knock them back into their own territory all the way back to the 39. And it's going to be 1st down and 25 after the 15-yard penalty.
That's a major blow, Mike. That's a major blow. That shrinks your play call sheet into a no card. Starting off a new set of downs, 1st and 25.
And it allows the defense to just pin their ears back.
Yep.
Nice play by Ashton Ginty to earn some of it back. Gets back to the midfield stripe and makes 2nd down a bit more realistic.
Yeah, great catch. Great job picking up a couple yards, but he definitely took a big hit. I think I even heard a mom down below screaming for that big hit. That was a pretty big hit.
2nd and 14 after the 11-yard pickup. Rangel, Ginty again. This kid has fought hard tonight.
Yeah.
Made a couple of really nice catches over the middle and just keeps battling for yardage.
Yeah, fearless, Mike. I mean, he's definitely fearless across the middle, and hats off to Rangel sitting in the pocket that long and letting the ball go. I mean, we know he can get out on the perimeter. He can, use his dual threat ability, but he's been standing in the pocket, Mike, and delivering some passes that have been pretty accurate.
So after what was 1st and 25, they've battled their way back to make it a manageable 3rd down and 6. With 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Blitz coming off the edge again. Rangel throws behind the blitz, complete, 1st down. Evan Stein lowers his shoulder, and it's 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Right there, Mike, getting him again with a fake screen. Right there, just a quick pop pass right there to pick up a huge 1st down. Great job right there of executing that play.
The comment feed on YouTube, by the way, is still going nuts over the Jatavian Sanders. Catching for good reason. It was sensational.
Yeah,
Sidney James says in the comments, he says, wow, I'm from Philly. They don't make them like that up here. You're not kidding, my man. Rangel on 1st and 10, rolling right, lofting it, nearly intercepted. Ooh. Trace Bruckler did a nice job to play secondary there and knock it away from Ty Marsh.
Yeah, dangerous throw right there. I mean, I would just rather see him throw it out of bounds. I mean, he just had nowhere to go with the ball.
Yeah. Second down and 10. 4 wide for Rangel as he looks far side for Logan Turner's play call. And now a stoppage on the near side. It looks like it's DJ Arkansas down on the field. Looked like he was trying to make his way off the field and couldn't get off fast enough. Went down with an injury timeout. So out of the stoppage, 2nd down and 10. Rangel looking at Rayburn and Turner, the head coach and offensive coordinator, as they try to dial something back up and work their way back into this football game. Pressure, makes a man miss. Rangel dumps it off. And Jaden Nixon makes the catch. What a play by Garrett Rangel. He's done things like this, John, all night long.
Mike, that's as twitchy as it gets for a quarterback right there. That is the definition of twitch. I mean, to literally stop on a dime, make a defender miss, and still complete the ball. That is phenomenal. A phenomenal job. Phenomenal job.
Sets up 3rd down and 3. Motion man is Stein. Now Ginty on the toss. Leaping his way close to 1st down yardage, but I think he's going to be just shy.
Yeah, definitely close right there. I mean, I think had he gotten through that hurdle cleanly, he would have for sure picked up the 1st down. But 4th down territory for sure, and Lone Star has to pick this up in order to give themselves a chance. I mean, they have definitely driven the ball down the field, and they have a chance right here to cap it off with points.
Down 2 scores, a field goal doesn't help you all that much. It would remain a 2-score game. So Lone Star is going to go for it here despite the potency of their all-state kicker, Josh Click, on 4th down and under a yard. But they're going to do so after this timeout. 2:05 to play, 3rd quarter. 28-14, Denton Ryan with the lead, and Lone Star uses their first timeout of this 2nd half. First timeout taken by either team in this 3rd quarter. We mentioned it earlier, 2 of the top programs in the state, not just this year, but really over the last 6 or 7 years. 58 straight regular season wins for Denton Ryan. Made it to the regional final in 2015, state semifinals in 3 straight years, 16, 17, and 18, before finally breaking through that step against this Lone Star team last year and making it to the state championship game where they lost to Alvin Shadow Creek. A lot of people think this may be the year where they finally break through that final step and go win a state championship. Yeah. Meanwhile, for Lone Star, 65-12 since the start of the 2015 season, including a state title appearance in 2015, regional final appearances in 17 and 18, and of course the state semifinal appearance last year. Both of these teams were kind of chasing Highland Park for a while. Now they've kind of become the tops in the division. On 4th and 1, Nixon, 1st down. He had plenty, needed about a half a yard, got 3. And Lone Star moves the sticks here late in the 3rd quarter.
Great job right there, picking up a 1st down on 4th down, putting the ball in Nixon's hands. Nixon can definitely do some damage with the ball in his hands for sure, Mike. So great job right there, picking up a 1st down.
Quickly back to the line was Lone Star, but now they look back to the offensive coordinator for the play call from Logan Turner. Turner hired just this past offseason by Frisco Lone Star, former All-American quarterback himself at Hardin Simmons. Deep ball, end zone, nearly hauled in on a one-handed grab, but a flag. It's Ginty that draws the penalty on Caden Kelly.
Just close, Mike.
You like the flag?
You know, I mean, I think it was pretty clean. I mean, I think they were going back and forth for sure. But you know, of course, I'm a little biased. I'm a little slightly biased. Just slightly.
Biased toward the wide receiver?
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, yeah.
John D'Arce, former wide receiver himself at LSU and TCU. He's in the wide receiver camp for sure. After the penalty, it's 1st and goal. Wildcat. Nixon keeping it himself. Leg drive got him maybe to the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. Yeah, it doesn't take much for you to say, "Oh, of course that's pass interference." Of course it is.
Oh yeah, definitely so. You know, I'm always with the guys on the perimeter. I'm with those guys. I know how tough it is out there. Get a call every now and then.
You go down in any circumstance. Yeah. You get up looking, where's the flag? Where's
Absolutely.
the flag?
1,000%. You got to be a great actor. You got to be a great actor. Sometimes you get it.
2nd down and goal now. Again, Wildcat formation. Nixon trying to block a cavalcade, and he follows his blockers in. Touchdown, Frisco Lone Star, and they cut the lead in half.
Great job right there, capping off the drive with a touchdown, Mike. Like we mentioned before, they needed one to stay in this ball game, and I mean, Lone Star finds a way. I mean, they started at 1st and 25 after a huge penalty, and just drove it. You know, just slowly but surely drove it down the field, and capped it off with a score. So great job of Lone Star figuring it out before this quarter ends to bring it within a one-possession game.
Click's extra point is up and through. And it is 28-21 with 48 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. This game has lived up to the billing, my man. It really, really has. Denton Ryan is sensational. We've talked about just how talented, how just rawly talented Denton Ryan truly is, offensively and defensively, but certainly defensively.
Yep.
But Frisco Lone Star has every bit the talent that you'd want to have for any 5A program across the state, for most 6A programs across the state. And they've answered the bell each time, and that deserves a ton of credit because there are very few teams in the state that can do that have done that this year against this Denton Ryan program. Really, the only team that's done it is Denton Geyer.
Yep.
Everybody else, and this is a point to make just kind of for both teams, neither of these two teams had played a game that was even remotely close since October 2nd.
Yeah.
Denton Ryan played Denton Geyer. We had that game right here on our air on Friday Night Football. The same night, Lone Star lost at Aledo in a tremendous game, 34-32. Since then, both teams have just blown out their opponents, win after win after win, never close, never really challenged. So this was a really good test for both of these two teams just to get a little bit of a litmus test of, all right, where are we at this point as Ty Marsh's kickoff return is cut down inside his own 20-yard line. Good coverage from the Lone Star kickoff team.
I believe that's Timothy Waters again with a big tackle. Yeah, just a young sophomore getting his chance, getting his opportunity to play, and he's definitely doing his job and doing what he's supposed to do. So great job by Timothy Waters right there on the kickoff coverage.
But just a great test for both of these teams heading into the playoffs, as both of these two teams have substantial state championship hopes. And this was the kind of game they just needed to kick the rust off and be ready for that battle. Caleb Hicks, the sophomore younger brother of Kiori, on that carry to open up the drive, pickup of 9. As Ryan lines up for what will be the final play, perhaps, of quarter number 3. Bowman with the reception on the near side, met immediately by Bennett Fryman. Clock will stop as he steps out of bounds. 1st down. They'll wind the clock here. We'll see if Ryan decides to snap it before the end of the frame. They do. And again, it's Caleb Hicks. This time he's taken down in the backfield, knifing through to make the stop on the final play of quarter number 3. I believe it was Timothy Waters with the tackle. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. 28-21, Ryan with the lead, headed to the fourth in what's been a real good one tonight in the season finale of Friday Night Football. Back with the fourth quarter after this. Back at C.H. Collins Athletic Complex, fourth quarter action on the WFA YouTube channel for a second down and 13 out of the quarter break and a pass over the middle. Billy Bowman with the catch, and he'll slide down, in fact, just short of the first down, it appeared. It looks like the mark is going to give him just enough, maybe a favorable spot, because he just kind of sat down, and it certainly looked like he was about a half a yard short. But instead, it is indeed 1st and 10 for Denton Ryan at the 43. Caleb Hicks with the handoff once again. We haven't seen Kiori Hicks since the start of this drive. I see him standing on the near sideline. It may just be a series off for him. Meanwhile, Jatavian Sanders, we were talking about in the commercial break, John, there, the touchdown reception from Billy Bowman, he was out in front blocking, and we saw him kind of come up a little bit lame as he walked off the field. It looked like he was kind of gesturing toward his back. We're not sure exactly what injury he may or may not be dealing with. But even after he made the touchdown reception that made it 28-14, the absurd one-handed grab, after that play, he was kind of trying to not have anybody bump into him, or, you know, like a lot of times guys would go and chest bump and things like. He wasn't really engaged in that too much. You wonder if maybe he's battling a little, if his back's a little bulky or whatever the case may be. So just something to keep an eye on with Jatavian Sanders here over this final quarter of play. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but the kid is still playing. The kid is still in the ball game. We talked about it before. You know, there's a difference between hurt and being injured. And, I mean, he is, you know, making no case at all that he needs to come out of this ball game. So we'll definitely keep our eye on it. After the carry by Caleb Hicks, it's 3rd down and 3. And Sanders comes in the Wildcat quarterback. Going to keep it himself right at the line, and with the second surge, he's got enough for the first down. Mike, I don't know what it is about him and running the ball, but it's almost, well, he had a knee down there, but it's almost as if, you know, he has like a sixth sense about how much further he needs to go. Because I mean, he was definitely stopped before the line to gain, but, you know, somehow fought to get, you know, that little extra push to pick up a first down. So great job right there by Sanders. Into Lone Star territory now. 1st and 10 at the 46. Caleb Hicks once again on the carry. Beg your pardon, it's Anthony Hill into the football game once again at the running back position. We've already seen him run for a touchdown in the early goings of this game. He's their starting linebacker, I should say, and he's seen a few carries tonight. Hennigan, pump and go, and threw it behind his intended target. I'm not sure if he was looking for Cunningham there or if he was trying to find Michael Davis. Both were in the vicinity, and he kind of split the difference between the two. Yeah, I mean, he had some heat in his face right there, so he had to get rid of it on that fake screen. But, I mean, just barely missed his target. I mean, Cunningham was definitely wide open across the middle, but, again, he had to get rid of the ball a lot sooner than he wanted to right there. Just great job by the Lone Star defensive front of putting some pressure on him and getting rid of the ball. So now 3rd down and 8 here. Have to get to the 36-yard line in Lone Star territory for a first down. 5 wides once again for Hennigan. 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Jatavian Sanders to the near side left. Over the middle has Sanders, but he's going to be short of the line to gain. They're able to drive him back. He got to about a yard shy of the first down marker.
If they go with this heavy package, Mike, they like this heavy package on 3rd and 4th and short, where they can, kind of push to get 1 or 2 yards into the ball game. Anthony Hill coming into the game. They like this 3rd and short formation, and they feel pretty comfortable with it.
No hesitation to go for it here on 4th and 1. Lone Star's defense trying to get hyped up on the far sideline. Can they make a stop here and get the football back? Toss near side. Hill lowers his shoulder. Going to be real close. Line judge spots him at the 36. They had to get to the 36. And it is indeed a first down for Denton Ryan. Anthony Hill, the linebacker, taking the pitch out of the backfield and moves the sticks just barely.
That extra effort of falling forward, Mike, got him that first down.
Clock already down to 8 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter as Ryan has controlled possession here in the early goings of the period. Caleb Hicks lowering his shoulder, gets to the 31.
Mike, Caleb has been getting a good share of runs this drive here, and he's been doing a great job. He's the younger brother of Kiori. So, he's definitely been getting his share, and they're excited about his future, too, as a young player out here right now.
He'll get the tally once again, this time cut down right at the line of scrimmage. A shoestring tackle in the middle. Tackle made by Robert Scipio, the sophomore. Well, sophomore on sophomore crime, and it's 3rd down and 5.
Big third down right here for Lone Star. They definitely have to, find a way to get off the field. They've cut down that 2-score lead, but they definitely got to get off the field here on this drive.
3rd down and 5. Hennigan with 3 wide receivers to his right. Rolling that way, fires that way, complete first down. Billy Bowman at the 20.
Great play design right there, just kind of getting everybody spread out. I mean, he had Cunningham in the middle of the field wide open, just kind of jumping around with his hands up. But, I mean, to find Billy Bowman is just a safe option as well to pick up a first down.
It's never a bad choice.
No, not at all.
And the clock continues to tick. Under 7 minutes to play. As Frisco Lone Star desperately needs a stop here. Denton Ryan inside of field goal range for Clay Robler. As Hicks takes a big hit from Blake Gotcher.
Hicks tries the left side of the line. Tackle made by Gotcher, number 12, Blake Gotcher. Pick up his 1 on that play, brings up 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders.
By the time the ball is snapped again, half of the 4th quarter clock will have elapsed. As Denton Ryan has just ground the clock into the dirt with this 7-point lead. 2nd and 9. Swinging right-hand side for Bowman. Gets a block. Well defended on the far side as Devin Turner was there to run him out of bounds, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, right there, just trying to get him again on the quick screen there. And, again, I mean, this Lone Star defense has definitely found an effective way to slow down the screen to Bowman, who's definitely as electric as they come, Mike. I mean, he can definitely get into the end zone in the blink of an eye. So great job of their defense right there, slowing down the screen and forcing a 3rd down.
Hennigan with 5 wides yet again on a 3rd and medium. This time 3rd and 7. Claps for the snap, low snap. Scoops it up. Tries to run for it, steps through a tackle, and Seth Hennigan dives for the first down.
Right there, Mike, just showing a little bit of his dual threat ability of get out of the pocket, avoiding a tackle, which could have very well been a sack, and making a move and just stretching for the first down to get right there to the 6-yard line to set up a 1st and goal for this Denton Ryan offense.
Isaiah Whitaker saw him just kind of escape through his grasp, nearly had an ankle. But a good job by Hennigan to break loose, and it's 1st and goal. And now in comes Sanders in Wildcat quarterback. Takes the snap, keeping it himself. Tiptoes his way through the line to the 4. District championship on the line tonight here in the 5-5A D1 district title game. Both teams undefeated in district play. Frisco Lone Star 5-0, Denton Ryan 6-0 in the season finale for each of these two teams. Playoffs on deck next. Winner here gets the 1 seed, loser, of course, the 2 seed. Frankly, in Region 2, doesn't make a whole lot of difference. It's going to be a ridiculously difficult path. Either way, that's got to be an incomplete pass. That has to be an incomplete pass. But it looks like they're going to rule this a fumble, and Frisco Lone Star is on top of it. Line judge is waving his hands, and now he's saying incomplete. That is absolutely the right ruling. That was a forward pass. Lone Star's coming out of the pile holding the ball in the air, but you can see, we'll show this to you a couple of times. Jatavian Sanders in there at Wildcat quarterback. That is a forward pass to Billy Bowman. That's why that play is designed that way, is for the safety of that ruling. That is an incomplete pass, and it's third down and goal from the 4.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm so glad that they caught that, because we definitely had a situation earlier in the year where a big play like that, kind of changed the course of a ball game. So great job right there by the line judgment of racing in there to let them know, hey, that's an incomplete pass. I saw it. I know it. 3rd down.
Line judge Jarvis Walker running in there to make the correct call. And now a timeout. They haven't signaled which team called for the timeout just yet. It appears it was Denton Ryan that took the timeout, their first of the second half. So both teams with 2 remaining in the final 4:36 of this football game. But again, you talk about just how incredibly gifted Region 2 is in 5A Division 1. These two teams, of course, in the same region, coming out of the same district. You've also got Highland Park, who's ranked number 3 in the state. You've also got Lancaster, which is ranked, I believe, number 2 in the state. Let me pull up the rankings real quick for you guys so that I'm not giving you bad information here. But they've got 5 teams in Region 2 in the top 10 in the state. It is rather absurd just how gifted that region is. But I bring that up just to say, as much as both of these teams want to win a district championship, that is, kind of the first goal for every team. Let's go out and win a district championship, and then you move on from there and your postseason goals. But whether you're the 1 seed or the 2 seed coming out of here, Denton Ryan, Highland Park, Lancaster, Frisco Lone Star, and Colleyville Heritage, all in Region 2, 5 of the top 10 teams in the state. So it's going to be a ridiculously hard path regardless. 3rd down and goal. Hennigan flipping it near side and nearly undercut and picked, but instead caught for the touchdown by Kiori Hicks. Lone Star thought they had something. Noah Bolton tried to undercut it, but he just couldn't quite get a hand on it, and Hicks with the touchdown catch, and it's a 2-score lead.
I mean, Mike, right there, I was leaning. I was leaning as if he was, had a pick 6 on the way, and it was definitely going to be a long one. I was leaning to see. But great job right there of Kiori Hicks of just keeping his focus solid and catching it and capping the drive off with a touchdown. I mean, that's splitting hairs right there, Mike. I mean,
it was real close.
Really, really close right there.
Jaden Nixon, beg your pardon, Noah Bolton read the play, but just was a half step short. And I think to a certain extent, credit to Seth Hennigan for placing the ball where it had to be in order for that ball to make it to Kiori Hicks. And it is a 2-score lead once again for Denton Ryan, this time with just 4:31 to play in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Lone Star, you don't have time on your side, as they definitely had earlier in the game when they came back from a 2-score lead. So, I mean, they go fast. They definitely play fast. They line up and play fast, so that's something that they're used to doing. But, I mean, they're going to have to kick it into hyper gear here with, inching up on 4 minutes left in this ball game.
Seth Hennigan with his 4th touchdown pass of the day. He hit Keegan Cunningham on the first play of the second quarter on that 4th down conversion. The 75-yard hookup, 76-yard hookup with Billy Bowman early on in the third quarter. The out-of-this-world touchdown reception by Jatavian Sanders from 25 yards out a few minutes later in the third to make it 28-14. And now Hennigan with a 4th touchdown pass of the day to Kiori Hicks. And Denton Ryan with a 35-21 lead here with 4:31 to play. Hennigan now with 24 touchdown passes on the season against just 4 interceptions. So now Lone Star has to, I don't know if you can quite go as far as say that they need to come up with a miracle at this point, but they need a lot of things to go their way in this final 4.5 minutes. Rangel throws it away wisely, way over the head of Tolu Sequoia. Just shy of 1,700 of you with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. We do appreciate you guys being with us tonight for what is the season finale of Friday Night Football. And a big thank you to all of you for joining us, whether you've been with us just this evening, whether you're here for Denton Ryan, Denton Guyer tonight perhaps, or whether you've been with us for multiple games all season long. We appreciate you guys joining us because your viewership, your passion for Texas high school football is why we are here. Rangel on 2nd and 10, trying to make something happen, can't get away from Anthony Hill, and he's slung out of bounds.
Great job right there by Anthony Hill, just kind of playing that QB spot right there and kind of put him in a position to where, you know, Garrett is going to have to either run it or just get rid of the ball. I mean, because Anthony Hill was closing with some amazing speed. So great job by Anthony right there, just, you know, kind of forcing Garrett to go out of bounds right there, force the 3rd down.
3rd down and 7. Everything at this point is 4-down territory for Frisco Lone Star. Rangel pressured and taken down. Immediately in the backfield was Mason Davis. He has been a terror in the interior tonight. He and Michael G combined for the sack, and it's 4th and long.
Mike, I mean, they are just as explosive up front as they are on the back end. I mean, Mason Davis has been showing why he's just an amazing talent in his defensive line. I mean, he's been doing it from the start of the game, and right there coming up with a big 3rd down sack. Just amazing, amazing job by that young man tonight.
And Lone Star will indeed punt it away on 4th down and 14. Click with a line drive kick. Bobbled, lost. It looked like Billy Bowman jumped back on top of it, but Lone Star jumping in the pile as well. And the officials will have to sort it out. It is indeed Denton Ryan football. Went right through the hands of Garyon Robinson, but Bowman pounces on it.
Yeah, definitely got to get under that football, Mike. I mean, he had to kind of race back from his original spot, but you got to get under that football.
So here comes a heavy dose of Kiori Hicks, you have to imagine. Lone Star with 2 timeouts left coming into this possession. They haven't used one of them just yet, but you imagine that's probably coming shortly. No gain on the first play of the possession. Under 3 minutes to play here in the 4th, and of course Denton Ryan's going to let the play clock wind all the way down before they snap the football here with a 2-score lead. Hicks right up the middle. Alessia Rusalilo making the stop, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. I'm a little surprised that Lone Star's not calling timeout now. I thought maybe they would use their 2 timeouts here on 2nd down, after 2nd down and after 3rd down. to try and get the ball back with as much time as possible, but apparently they're going to save those timeouts for what they hope will be a final 2. They still need offensive possessions.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, they need a stop here on 3rd down. Sanders back in there at Wildcat. Right guard, picking forward, this time stood up. And it'll be 4th down and 4. And now Lone Star will use their second timeout. Now I think you could say Lone Star needs a miracle.
Yeah.
Try and score twice in 108 seconds.
Yeah, I definitely think it was a pretty smart call right there to save their timeouts for as long as they could to see if they could, get a 3 and out, and they absolutely have right here. So, I mean, even with them getting the ball back, Mike, I mean, they have to go amazingly fast on offense to try to score twice in a minute 48. Never seen it done, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen. But they absolutely have to kick it into overgear here on offense and try to get lined up as fast as possible.
Texas high school football has its fair share of history of crazy finishes, but this would be in the collection if Lone Star were able to pull it off here in the final minute 48. We'll see what they can make happen here as you imagine Denton Ryan will punt the football away here. Jatavian Sanders, their punter. Looks like they're going to keep their offense on the football field. Dave Hennigan saying, give me 1 first down and win the football game. Ball at their own 41-yard line, so a potentially risky move here, but it's going to be Hennigan at a shotgun. Claps for the snap. Perhaps they're just trying to draw him offside, you can imagine. Now he's going to drop back and quick kick it. And Hennigan punts it away, and a good boot on it for a quick kick. And that's going to take a good Denton Ryan bounce, too. That bounces off a Lone Star player. And Bennett Fryman just had to pounce on it. Very fortunate that that didn't go right back to Denton Ryan. Credit to Billy Bowman running with him step for step and putting a little pressure on Bennett Fryman and creating the near catastrophic miscue.
Yeah.
But if nothing else, John, it cost him probably 10, 12 yards there.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Mike. I mean, I was kind of holding my breath there to see if the ball was actually going to touch Fryman, and it did. So great job of him of just being alert and jumping on the ball as fast as he could. But, I mean, you put yourself at a very, very disadvantage having to start on the 5 with, under 2 minutes left in this ball game.
They'll spot it at the 6, in fact, 94 yards away from what needs to be the first of 2 touchdowns for Frisco Lone Star, and Garrett Rangel just has to put it in the dirt at the feet of Tolu Sequoia. So you look forward for these 2 teams, both playoff bound, both with bona fide state championship hopes. We very well may see these 2 teams meet up again in the regional final. That is a very real possibility for these 2 teams. They are both going to have very difficult paths to get there, though, regardless of which side of the bracket they end up on. Highland Park is waiting, Lancaster's waiting, Colleyville Heritage is waiting. Deep ball up the near side, big hit, and it's picked off, intercepted by Austin Jordan. And Jordan bringing it back inside the 10-yard line, twisted down there. A massive hit, and then the pick by Jordan, and that is how Denton Ryan will put this one on ice. A tremendous defensive play on both ends here.
Boom. Great job right there, just breaking up the pass and causing a little tip drill right there for Austin Jordan to come underneath and ice the game with the nice interception right there off the tip. And I mean, I can't blame Garrett, though. You're trying to take a shot. I mean, you absolutely need a miracle at that point. So, you got to kind of take the risk and see what happens of it.
Garyon Robinson came across to lay the hit. Ball popped up in the air, and Austin Jordan, the 4-star prospect with offers from Ohio State, Oklahoma, Texas, and on and on and on, makes the interception. And that is what will put this one to bed. A couple kneel downs from Seth Hennigan, and Denton Ryan will head home with a 9-0 regular season a 6th consecutive perfect regular season and a 59-game regular season win streak for the Denton Ryan Raiders, as Dave Hennigan's club, number 1 in the state, will go into the postseason as still the prohibitive favorite to win a state title here in 2020. I think it's worth noting, Lone Star showed that Denton Ryan is at least a team that you can play with, which I think there was some question I felt like coming into tonight. Can anybody in 5A play with Denton Ryan?
Yeah.
The answer after tonight is yes. Lone Star showed it's possible. You can play with them. I'm not sure you can beat them. We'll see if anybody's able to accomplish that over the course of what will be a 6-game run through the postseason to win a state championship for perhaps either one of these two teams. One final kneel down for Seth Hennigan, and that will put it on ice. 9-0. Denton Ryan finishes the season perfect. District champs and into the postseason as number 1. But truly, both of these two teams are state championship contenders. Denton Ryan is the state championship favorite, there's no doubt. And you look elsewhere in the state, Highland Park ranked number 2, Lancaster ranked number 3, Lone Star ranked number 9, and I would venture a guess as to say they probably won't drop out of the top 10 with their performance tonight. Colleyville Heritage number 10. All of those 5 teams, and then there's more talent beyond that as well in Region 2. Somehow they're going to have to sort that out over the course of the next 4 weeks and decide who is the Region 2 champion. And then this is the downside of that is whoever comes out of that. Okay, on the one hand, you're battle tested. On the other, that is a grind just to get to the state semifinals.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt.
Whereas there are going to be other teams elsewhere around the state that maybe have a at least somewhat easier run to the state semifinals, to a regional championship. Whoever comes out of Region 2 will be certified, battle-tested, hardened, fill in your cliche, take your pick. It's going to be a war to come out of this district, or this region, I should say. Absolutely.
I mean, it's loaded, Mike. I mean, it's loaded, but that's the kind of football that you want to see in a playoff atmosphere. You don't, that's one thing I don't like as a football fan. It's when, a team just kind of has like a walk in the park to the state final. They didn't really get tested by anybody. It wasn't really a close game, and then they get into the final game, and then, they kind of get tested, but they pull it. So, I'm actually excited for this region, this district. I mean, because every single week in the playoffs, I mean, it's definitely win or go home regardless if you make it to the playoffs. But it's going to be haymaker after haymaker after haymaker because every team is loaded and they have plenty of talent to go into the state final to give themselves a chance at the title.
59 consecutive wins for Dave Hennigan and the Denton Ryan Raiders. They have not lost a regular season game since the finale of the 2014 season against Denton Guyer, a year in which they went 5-5. Since then, perfect 10-0, or this year 9-0 in every regular season ever since. They have only lost in regional semis, regional finals, state semifinals, or in the state championship game. And there is yet another district championship trophy for the Denton Ryan Raiders in the big right palm of Jatavian Sanders, which earlier tonight made quite a catch. That one might be even better. As we give you a look one more time at this catch, because who doesn't want to watch this again?
Gosh.
Stop it. Stop it. That's out of control.
Mike, that's one of those catches when you're in the yard with your little brother and somebody's just throwing it to you. You just kind of dangle it over his head a little bit.
I mean, honest to God,
golly.
Go out in your backyard tonight and just try and do that while you're standing. Not jumping, not being defended by somebody else. Just put one hand in the air and try and catch the football. It's almost impossible as you're standing still. Yeah. That catch is just off the charts. And just one example of how good this Denton Ryan football team really is. 35-21 victors tonight to finish the regular season at 9-0 and head into the postseason undefeated and district champions. Frisco Lone Star, meanwhile, finishes the regular season 5-3, maybe the best 3-loss team in the state. In terms, I mean, you look at their losses, lost to a very good North Forney team that finished second in their district alongside state number 1 in 5A Division II, Ennis. Then lost to the 2-time defending 5A D2 state champs in Aledo on the road, and now lose on the road against the number 1 team in 5A Division I, Denton Ryan. Those are about as good a 3 losses as you could ever ask to have for any football team. So Lone Star certainly battle-hardened and ready for the postseason. And with Garrett Rangel at the helm, he can make some things happen. This is a dangerous team come playoff time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like you mentioned, though, they are battle tested, so they don't have to get ready for the playoffs. They don't have to, we need one more. We need to get this. We need to get that. No, they are ready to go. They are battle tested. They have the pieces. I mean, they have guys on offense and defense that can make plays, and we definitely saw it tonight. And to go back to that point you made earlier, Mike, about, showing everybody that this Denton Ryan team can be played with. I think that gives Lone Star more confidence than ever because, there is a possibility that they may meet again in the final. So to stay in a ball game close with them like this gives you a little bit of a confidence booster coming out of here. You would love to win district. But you have your playoff berth. You are in a talented district, and you have a talented team. So, I definitely think the roads are high for Lone Star as long as they stay together as a team and they continue to make their way throughout the playoffs.
Denton Ryan has been steadily climbing the ladder the last several years. Regional semis, regional finals, state semifinals, state semifinals, state semifinals. Finally push through, get to the state championship game, but lose by a whisker to Alvin Shadow Creek last year, a team that is now in 6A Division I. Actually, I'm not sure if they'll be Division I or Division II. I think that's probably still being sorted out in their district, but still a team that has gone 6A. They're not there anymore. Ryan doesn't need to worry about Alvin Shadow Creek anymore. They've gone up with the big boys in 6A. You can't help but wonder, is this finally the year where Denton Ryan has been slowly stair-stepping their way into another state championship? It's been since the early 2000s that they won a title here. They won another one. They've been close year after year after year. This may be the team that finally climbs that final stair step.
Yeah, they have it. They have it. They are loaded offensively and defensively. And, let alone guys like Sanders and Billy Bowman playing both sides of the ball. They have it. What else do you need? You got a phenomenal quarterback who knows how to get the ball around. He's thrown 4 touchdowns tonight. So they have all of the pieces you could ever ask for in a state championship team. And so, maybe this is the year where they actually get over the hump and earn, a championship that would be well-deserved by this team.
I'm seeing some comments in our YouTube stream. Mirka Ariano is asking, what did they just win? Championship? Because a lot of times we have people watching from all over the country that maybe don't understand the Texas structure. The win tonight for Denton Ryan clinches a district championship, locks up a district championship in the final game of the regular season. Now they go on to the playoffs where they'll try and go win a state championship. But these two teams from the same district, District 5, 5A Division I, and now these two teams will both go hunting a state title here in 2020. Quick look at the stat line from these two teams over the course of this evening in what was a truly entertaining football game between two of the best programs across the state. I believe these stats are finally updated and fully final. Seth Hennigan, 27 of 36 for 310 yards and 4 touchdown passes. He certainly has the most dazzling stat line of the evening for anybody. Garrett Rangel, 13 of 17, 120 yards, a touchdown and that late interception. Jaden Nixon, 14 carries, 38 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kiori Hicks, 12 carries, 49 yards. for Denton Ryan to lead the way for the Raiders on the ground. Receiving stats, Billy Bowman. How about this stat line, my man? 14 receptions, 167 yards, and a touchdown. Not a bad night for Billy Bowman. Jatavian Sanders joining him in kind. 6 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Keegan Cunningham, 5 catches, 58 yards, and a score. And Kiori Hicks had the other touchdown reception on his 1 reception of the day, a 4-yard catch. Ashton Ginty, 5 catches for 48 yards. Trace Bruckler, 2 catches for 35 yards, and that early touchdown that helped Lone Star to get back into this football game. But when it's all said and done, a very impressive performance from the Denton Ryan Raiders. A 35-21 win. John, your final thoughts from what was just another show from Denton Ryan. We saw them beat Denton Guy earlier this year, 23-20, one of the top 6A teams in the state. Tonight, one of their main contenders in 5A Division I. Ryan came out here and showed they are the #1 team in the state.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you couldn't ask for much more from this Denton Ryan team. I mean, to come in tonight being undefeated and having a district title on the line, I mean, they came out and just played lights out. I mean, there were times in the ball game where, you know, a couple of mistakes could have cost them, and some of them did. You know, Lone Star definitely had some opportunities to score, and they did. But this Denton Ryan team is, you know, everything that you can ask for front to back, as far as just having guys that'll just play and just go make plays. So phenomenal job by them tonight. I'm excited to see their run here in this playoff picture and see if this is actually the year that they get over the hump, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited for them.
Before we sign off tonight, one last look at what was a tremendous season of Friday Night Football, and a big thank you to all of you viewers out there that have been with us all through this season. A look back through 14 games worth of action, all the way back to late August, Grandview and Malakoff. Paris won a thriller against Salina, and that's a Paris team that is still going. Malakoff still going in the 3A playoffs. Paris is still going in the 4A playoffs. Paris just beat Melissa, who we had in early September in the regional semifinals. Paris playing tonight, as a matter of fact, against Argyle in the regional final. Argyle we saw against La Vega earlier this year in a matchup of #1 and #2 in the state in 4A Division I. The first game with our man John Diarse, Ennis and Red Oak on the 25th of September. Ennis, a team that is the favorite in 5A Division II. Denton Ryan, Denton Guy are here at C.H. Collins was a truly thrilling football game. Mansfield Timberview Flower Mound was a really fun game that got scheduled kind of on a whim the day beforehand. After that was kind of where we hit a. It was a difficult moment, frankly, for Texas high school football. There were a lot of cancellations. There were a lot of postponements. And one of the games that we were supposed to call that week, DeSoto and Prosper, was among that collection. Allen Cedar Hill that week was canceled as well, which led to the following week, Aledo versus Cedar Hill, which we brought to you here on Friday Night Football. Carter and Wilmer Hutchins, that might have been the game of the year. Carter Wilmer Hutchins, you want just pure excitement of a football game. Yeah. Carter drove the length of the football field on one leg for, yes. Oh my goodness, my brain is struggling. Help me, the quarterback from Dallas Carter, whose name has escaped me now. Here we are a month and a half later, but a tremendous showing from Carter, driving down the football field and scoring in the final minute of that game to win by 4. South Oak Cliff Mesquite Poteet, a good one. Cedar Hill DeSoto was an absolute barn burner of a football game. Caden Salter is a freak and put on a show that night. 6 total touchdowns. Allen, by the way, I feel like if Allen can fly under the radar, they're flying under the radar right now in 6A. That's a really, really good football team that basically took Geyer behind the woodshed. And that game was 42-10, and it was 42-10 in a blink. That was a really impressive showing from Allen. There was a stretch where from, I believe it was 7-all or 7-3 to 28-10 in no time flat. And in that span, Denton Geyer didn't make a tackle. Allen scored on 4 successive offensive snaps, and they were up 28-10 and eventually 42-10. Allen is really, really good. Do not sleep on the Eagles, even though they're kind of under the radar of North Shore and Duncanville and DeSoto and Cedar Hill and 6A. A lot of people aren't talking about them. You should be. Aledo Timberview 2 weeks ago in the district title game in 5A Division II. And then tonight, a real good one between Denton Ryan and Lone Star in 5-5A D1 to wrap up the season. A big, big thank you to all of you out there who have joined us over the course of the season. I've seen a lot of people in the comments. I'll see names that I'll see recurring over and over again over the course of the season. Sound Guy 28, I don't know if you're with us tonight, but I've seen your name multiple times all season long. Many, many viewers that have been with us for a lot of these games all season long. We really appreciate you guys joining us all this season for what has been a really, really fun season of Friday Night Football. John, your first opportunity to do a full season anyway of color commentary. I hope it was fun for you.
Yeah, definitely fun. It's definitely a new era, or new area, I should say, for me. But I mean, it's the love of the game, Mike, that supersedes it all. I mean, whether it's in the pads, whether it's coaching kids, or whether it's behind the mic, man. I mean, you just got to love this sport and what it brings to the table as far as bringing people together, sharing moments, witnessing the new future of athletes. I mean, I'm looking at Billy Bowman right now, who could very well be a very good college star, if you will, here in the future. So
I mean, shoot, between Bowman, Sanders, you can make the argument for Garrett Rangel. You can make the argument for a lot of kids that we've seen over the course of this season that not only are going to go play big-time college football, but that you may see playing on Sundays.
For sure.
Jatavian Sanders playing on Sundays will not surprise anybody. That kid is an absolute freak. And whether it's a defensive end or if it's like a Gronk-type tight end, he could be a really, really good professional football player. If you guys all may be saying, hey, I watched him way back when. I knew Jatavian Sanders was coming. And so that's what makes this fun, is getting to see things like that.
It does. I mean, and then again, too, just being around the love of the game. I mean, the love of the sport. I mean, this game definitely shows you a lot of things on all levels. And, I mean, major thank you to you guys for just embracing me, showing me the ropes each and every week. I still haven't figured out how to top these chords yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better. Each and every week I'm getting better. For those of you that are still on with us, I mean, it's not a hard task to do, but it's very different when you've never done it before. But I love this crew. I mean, this great production. I mean, just phenomenal. Thank you for you guys bringing me on along tonight. And then, sporting some merch tonight. It was a great surprise, man. I thank you guys for that. So, just a phenomenal year, though, just to be a part of something special like this.
And to your point, have to give a shout out to the work that our director, Clay Marshall, and our photographer, Dwayne Watkins, have done over the course of this season, bringing you the pictures, punching all the right buttons, and just making this is a project, if you will, that has taken on a life of its own over the course of the last 3 years. We first did this in 2018, and it was a two-man operation. And the gentleman, Landon Hoff, who used to work with us here at Channel 8, that was doing the color commentary, was running the camera as well. It was a bit of a heavy lift for our man, Landon Hoff, but he made it happen, and that got this thing off the ground in the first place. But the effort and the work from Clay Marshall, from Dwayne Watkins, from Raul Garcia, who was with us for a lot of the games early on this season, Don Hazen, our technical director back at WFAA, that basically built the box that we do these broadcasts with. So many people to thank for the effort and the time that is put into this. Our executive producer, Sean Hamilton. So many people have given faith to this project.
Yep.
And it's appreciated on so many different levels. Our senior management at WFAA to greenlight this project in the first place. So many people that are behind this effort and that allow this to happen. And we really appreciate all of those people, because it's fun to do. It's a lot of fun to do, and if nothing else, that's a reason to do it. But then for you guys at home that are watching, we really appreciate you guys joining us week in and week out for what is find me better high school football across the country. I know California will try and make an argument, Florida, Georgia, whatever, but Texas high school football, man, it is a breed unto itself.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I was having a conversation with a man who was here with the Frisco team. We both from Louisiana, and we were just saying that, hey, I mean, as much as we love Louisiana football and the way that we play out there, Texas is just a little different. They got it. They got a step or two on us. They just got there's a little extra something that really makes Texas stand out on the map. I mean, football. This is football country. I tell people that all the time. Texas is football country, and so I'm appreciative to finish out my career in Texas, and it's very well just kind of
Well, you were telling me you hold a record here in Texas,
yes,
even though you played high school football in Louisiana, 109-yard interception return for a touchdown when you played a team here in Texas, right?
Yeah, we played Marshall. We played Marshall High School in Texas, and as far as I know, I still hold that record. I mean, anybody can fact check it and look it up.
All you can do is tie it.
Yeah,
so your name's got to be
That's
somewhere in the record.
Somewhere
book,
in the record. Yeah, we got to find that. We got to find that one and add it to it. But yeah, man. I mean, Texas football is very different. It's exciting. It's fun to see the kids that are gonna actually take off with this thing and one day be playing on Sunday. So, major shout out to Texas football.
No doubt, no doubt. It's been a fun season. We really appreciate you guys very, very much. With that, we will put this one in the books. A 35-21 win for the Denton Ryan Raiders to finish the regular season 9-0 and make it now a 59-game win streak in the regular season as they go into the postseason as the #1 team in the state. Lone Star finishes the regular season 5-3, 5-1 in district play, the #2 seed at a 5-5 AD1 and a state title threat themselves, to be sure. Our thanks to Coach Jeff Rayburn and Dave Hennigan for being so very generous with their time and information about their two teams all this season. Also to athletic directors Joey Florence and Dave Kirkendall. Without their help and support, this broadcast is not possible. Our crew once again, photographer Dwayne Watkins, director Clay Marshall. Our digital coordinator is Nick Blackhall back in house. Our technical director is Don Hazen. I didn't give enough of a shout out to Nick Blackhall, by the way. He too was one of the driving forces all the way back in 2018. He, myself, and Landon Hoff. That was basically how this thing got off the ground. So just real quick to give one more shout out. Nick Blackhall has been a big piece of the driving force behind this project from day one. And the executive producer of Friday Night Football is Sean Hamilton. For John DeArce here with me in Denton, I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks so much for watching Friday Night Football all this season. We appreciate you guys, and we hope to see you back here next season. Good night from Denton, and good luck to both these programs in the postseason.